sense of what peninsular India is thinking, at the very, very tip, we are talking about three geographies and three very consequential geographies of this country: Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry. And up on the eastern sea shore, viewers, is Bengal. And beyond just that, the entreport to the northeast is Assam. Viewers, between these five geographies, there is going to be a consensus. Or maybe not, I don't know. The BJP will hope for consensus, i.e., that it will be able to break new ground. And let me give you the big picture of this election. Let's bring down the big blocks that tell you, viewers, where this election is. There they are, viewers. This is going to be a humdinger of an election, and you're going to have to watch it here on CNN News 18, because we always do the best on the big events. You know that, we know that, and that's our promise. We won't let you down. So that's it. The picture there, viewers, those are the geographies we are talking about. The polls in the 4 states and 1 union territory. It's going to be a referendum not just on the Modi model. It's going to be a referendum on whether BJP can break out of the geographies that it has traditionally been dominant in. So we are talking about Bengal, we are talking about Kerala, we are talking about Tamil Nadu, and of course it's been doing well in Puducherry. But as the NDA, can the BJP make its own inroads? Assam, it has to hang on to. For the Congress, viewers, it's a very interesting story. For the Congress, it is a do or die battle in Assam. They have to wrest Assam from the BJP, because after that general election, viewers, you know what's been happening to the Congress party. They've been decimated in state assembly election after the other. More than 800 assembly seats are up for grabs, viewers. A quarter of Lok Sabha seats, if you were to project these 800 assembly seats, would be roughly a quarter of the Lok Sabha seats will give their basic opinion. Who will voter list revision benefit? And let's quickly move to a very, very interesting, viewers, very, very interesting graphic that I'm going to show you, because it'll tell you the scope of this election. Here it is. 824 seats are up for grabs across these 5 geographies, as I said, viewers. And what are we seeing here? We are seeing the India bloc dominant at 581. So they have 581 of those 824 seats. The NDA as a whole, a lot to do with the BJP here, has 243. So you can see that the blocks that we just showed you are loaded against the NDA. This is a very much an election that the India bloc needs to win. This set of assembly elections, it must win if it needs to retain the momentum. And I'm going to show you a big map, viewers. We're going to show you a big map, because that map tells you the larger story. So this tells you the story in macro numbers, but let's pull out that map, which is really consequential to this election, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, because let me take you very quickly to that big map, viewers, because that map is the one that is going to really make a huge difference perceptorially. So let's pull that out. You're going to see that, viewers, in just a few seconds. There it is. It's coming into your frame. So what do we have here? This is tracking the saffron footprint. This is how things looked in May 2014, when Prime Minister Modi first made his debut at the center. There you can see it when he became Prime Minister. At that time, the NDA only ruled about 7 states, and you can see that saffron color. And now, of course, you see the NDA dominant under Modi, 22 states, territories, geographies, call it what you want to. And the opposition is really in, at this moment in time, as you can see, viewers, on the margins. And those 2 other states are the Congress-ruled states of Karnataka and Telangana. But viewers, generally speaking, it's been a battle of attrition. There you can see it, battle of attrition for some of these other parties, all these other groupings. And that's really what they're hoping to change. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to bring in Aman, I'm going to bring in Payal and Pallavi, veterans really of the political sphere. They've been covering elections for as long as I have known them, and that's been a long time, actually. Very long time. So let's get this started, viewers. Let's get a sense, really, of how things are going to look from first the macro perspective. So, Aman, your take.
Well, Rahul, I think these are very key elections, and these come at a time after the BJP election machinery has been on a wind run. You know, ever since the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, when BJP dropped to 240 seats, there were many question marks on whether the BJP will be able to bounce back from that. After that, we have seen a series of election wins by the BJP, starting from, we saw it in the state of Haryana, we saw it in Maharashtra, we saw it in Delhi, and the big election victory which happened in Bihar. But I think these 4 states and UT of Puducherry, which goes to polls, these are the most crucial and the biggest challenges for the BJP, because these are not really, besides Assam, where the BJP has been in power, big mountains to climb, I would say, for the BJP. Bengal being the one, West Bengal, of course, the BJP has big ambitions in West Bengal. Last time it tried and it performed really well, as the BJP often tells us that, getting 75 plus seats from just a single digit was a big number. BJP really wants to go for the, I would say, the kill this time, wants to send Mamata Banerjee out of power, and many in the BJP tell me that yesterday Mr. Modi's rally at the brigade ground is one indication that which way the wind is blowing in West Bengal. Assam BJP hopes to retain power again because of Himanta Biswa Sarma, especially the infrastructure and the development which has happened in Assam. BJP is very hopeful. Tamil Nadu, it's in an alliance with the AIDMK, but I think it's also up against a very tough election machinery in the DMK, which has been on the roll, getting new allies on board and strengthening its camp. Kerala, of course, I think the BJP would want to improve its numbers. It wants to improve its vote share. It is not aiming at a win at all. It is, the Congress is in a strong position there. Just one quick thing, I think EC press conference, we are counting down to that. I think, Rahul, this will be a much shorter election. So last time, I have the date, 26th February, the elections were announced in 2021. Today we are at 15th March. So the election date announcement itself is delayed by almost 15 to 16 days. Bengal last time saw 8 phases. Assam saw 3 phases. I expect that to come down. Bengal maybe maximum 4 to 5 phases. Assam maybe 2 phases. So the election will be shortened. It will be a tighter election.
Right.
The same way as happened in Bihar, where it was a tighter election also.
Let me bring in Payal, who covers the PMO, the BJP. She's been also gauging sentiment on the ground and has a bit of an insight analysis on how the BJP is approaching these elections. Now, this is conventionally territory, Payal, where the BJP hasn't really done that well, barring Assam, where they now have a track record to boast of. But you're talking about this one big obstacle, which is the South and, of course, Bengal. Bengal has been stubborn. Lok Sabha, they've done very well. The assembly elections, they've underwhelmed a little bit. I mean, they'll, of course, say that look at our growth trajectory. What is the BJP looking at from these elections?
As far as the strategy is concerned, there's just one strategy with the BJP, and that is how to win elections as well. Very important to understand that the BJP came from a party of 3 MLAs up to 75 plus in 2021, and they take a lot of pride in that. But there is something extra that they needed to do to cross that 75 and go on to the winning side. And they are going to correct all their mistakes as well. Last time around, the BJP was given a tag that they were an outsider party. They do not have any inroads inside as well. This time around, that is going to change a bit as well. And therefore, Biplab Dev's presence makes a lot of difference because he is a Bengali himself as well. South has been on the minds of the BJP for a very long time. Unfortunately, they've never been able to breach that bastion. But they were of the opinion that should they be able to strike an alliance in 2024, if Annamalai did not block that alliance with AIDMK, they would have at least got 3 to 4 seats. That's what the mandate really is. It is actually high on the task of the Chanakya of BJP, that is Amit Shah. Right. And he's often told us, Rahul, that whenever he becomes the president again, his headquarters would be in Chennai. And his run as a president was never going to be good enough till he did not win, Tamil Nadu as well. So the BJP is going all out for it. They have the strategy in place up to the booth level and onwards. And they are not taking Assam easy either, because BJP became the only party after Congress to win 2 elections in a row, and they're probably waiting for the 3rd election at the back of the stupendous work that has been done by Himanta Biswa Sarma.
Well, very interesting, viewers. So you're getting the inside track on the BJP's thinking. They want to win. They're not looking at number 2, number 3. They're not looking at improving. They want to actually subsume viewers. That's what they're looking at. So for them, this is about momentum also. Pallavi, who's been tracking ministries, very consequential ones for the NDA, has also, of course, had great experience in tracking the opposition. Huge stakes for the opposition, Pallavi. Huge stakes.
So two quick things over here. Unlike the BJP, which begins its campaign and confronts elections by saying, okay, we want to win, the Congress's plan is that we want the BJP to lose. So that's a very negative way of looking at any kind of a campaign. So what happens is that when you go out with this premise that I don't care about my organization, utna ho ya na ho, the BJP needs to lose, many see this as a very negative style of campaigning, which explains why you see the way Rahul Gandhi speaks inside and outside Parliament. Second, every election we talk about, oh, this is going to be a test case, a litmus test for India bloc. This is one election where I'm not going to see this as a test case because there is no India bloc. I mean, the same left, which is the ally in Bengal, is going to be the opponent in Kerala. In Bengal, you know, Mamata Banerjee is kind of very condescending in her behavior and her response as far as the Congress party is concerned. The one BJP versus Congress election I see is largely, of course, in Assam. But then the organization is not really very strong over there. So that's one problem for them. Puducherry, they are very hopeful. Tamil Nadu, the tantrums regarding the seat sharing. I think DMK is going to also watch to see that how much of the Congress party really musters in terms of seats. And of course, there's a TVK factor. So Rahul Gandhi is honeymooning and Rahul Gandhi is trying to woo the TVK factor. That was being done, mind you, Rahul, with an eye on Kerala, because Kerala has a substantial amount of Vijay fan club. So his argument is that I'll get the youth voters of Kerala to my side, plus a Tharoor if he kind of goes along with us, and then we can win in Kerala. So Kerala for them, of all the states, is really the most high stakes elections for Congress party.
Okay, now what we're going to do, viewers, is going to go back to those blocks because they'll give us some conversation points, and then I'll go out to our reporters, our intrepid reporters who are out there, viewers, even on a Sunday, to bring you the analysis. So let's go straight back to those blocks. Those are the talking points that we're going to be focusing on. And after that, viewers, we are going to then go state by state, as I told you. So let's first go to those blocks, because those blocks tell you really in one snapshot the story of this election. And that's why we have them there. There they are on your screens. So viewers, what are we really looking at? We are looking at whether Prime Minister Modi, not just the BJP, the Prime Minister himself, who has made himself the central pivot of the campaign in Bengal, can he actually conquer Mamata Banerjee's turf? This has become a prestige personality battle because Mamata Banerjee has made it personal. She has said that this is a fight between an autocratic outsider versus the Didi of Bengal. That's fundamentally the way she's positioned that. Then, viewers, you have that big story about Assam, where consolidation is what it's coming down to. And for the Congress, it's really a do or die, because that's the entrepot to the northeast, and the Congress has stakes in Assam, big ones, and it will hope that apart from Kerala, it can come back into the reckoning there. If it bags two states in this election, and maybe even Puducherry, viewers, the Congress will think that they have won a huge mandate in this referendum, which really is a midterm referendum. Let's look at Tamil Nadu. He's never really done it, but he's seeking a second term. Viewers, in the last 40 years, there hasn't been a repeat Sarkar in Tamil Nadu. And that is something that Stalin will hope for his own good will come through, and he'll be able to beat this dynastic debate that is broken out, and also, of course, ensure that the Dravidian stronghold remains a Dravidian stronghold. So he's made it really about identity there. Vijay is the dark horse. Many people say he could be the Prashant Kishore of Tamil Nadu. Others say that he is the real deal. And we are going back to the MGR days. He is one of those stars that can actually become king, not just kingmaker. We have Vigyan, 10 years. He completely turned history in Kerala upside down. Kerala was always about churn. Every 5 years, a new government. But Vigyan broke that spell and got a second term. Can he hang on for a third? And if that is so, it will be unprecedented. The only state in India with a communist government, viewers, and that in itself is a big story, given the fact that the communists are not doing well even globally in liberal democracies. So that is a very interesting experimentation. They have a completely different view on everything. But let's look at Tamil Nadu or even Bengal, depending on what the director wants to take me to. Are we going to Bengal first? Or are we going to Tamil Nadu? Where are we going, Director Saab? Tell me. Okay, Bengal it is, he says. So let's pull out the figures for Bengal. Let's go and get hold of the bastions of the TMC. We're going to show you those, viewers, on our screens now in the next 2-3 seconds. Viewers, this is a very important election. Komalika is here with me. Let's go across. Okay, so there it is, viewers. There you can see the TMC bastions. These are the seats where it fancies its chances because it has won 3 times. Yes, these are the strongholds, viewers. 117, 294. They're like a sheet anchor there. It's not easy to dislodge them from there. Let's go to the video wall and get really the margins of victory. And we are going to see a number of these seats, viewers, where the margins were very big. So you will get an idea of how difficult it is to breach some of these big ones. So here you're looking at these seats, viewers, where the margin, and this is an assembly election, so a margin of this number between 6 and 10% is very big in an assembly election, specifically where there are very narrow contests. So you're looking at a whole block of 100 seats which have been won by more than 6% by the TMC. Those are those seats. And you can just look at them, they're just 100, and of course there's a whole other 170 which they've won by margins even greater than that. So that's very big. Let's have a look at the BJPs on the other side. Where are they strong? Where is it that they are looking to make inroads? Which are the seats that they actually conceded on small? So it's obviously a smaller graph because they won lesser seats. So 77 seats, but they won a big number of them by just about 5%. And that's why the SIR has become so contentious, because the allegations that are coming from the opposition is that these narrow victories that the BJP scored, these are the ones where the SIR has had the greatest impact, and those are the seats that the BJP is hoping with. And so I'll show you a map of the TMC, and you saw a number of those seats were won also by small margins. And the BJP is looking really at a conservatively to at least get more than 100 seats, viewers. And if they get that, they're in play. Then this election is an open one. And that's what the victory matrix tells you. These are some of the seats where, as you can see, the urban seats where the TMC is pretty much ahead. Of course, the majority, Muslim majority seats, the TMC has always done well on those. The SC seats, 68 of them, again, it's neck and neck. These are the seats where the BJP will hope to either go up on the TMC or consolidate what they'd already won. And of course, these are the ST seats, the tribal seats. Again, focus there on the north. And that's where the BJP did very well, 16 of those seats. The Matwa community, very influential. There's been an outreach for years with the Matwas. The BJP is concerned. The RSS is also working with them. Can these 83 seats become open seats? Can the BJP do better than the TMC? This is where the BJP is looking for maximum growth. And of course, this is the rural, and here the TMC. And we're going to, if time allows us, we're going to break down those numbers, because you'll see the margins in the rural areas where, of course, the TMC has done phenomenally well. But let me just go straight across to Komalika as we also show you other graphics here on the screens. Komalika, how is this election placed? Is it a tight one? Is it open? Many people are saying that there is quite a bit of anti-incumbency against Mamata Banerjee, and that was reflected by the groundswell of people who showed up yesterday to watch the Prime Minister in the 2 big rallies he held.
Absolutely, Rahul. I was myself present in that rally, and Brigade Parade Ground is a historical ground, and for any political party, having huge crowd in Brigade Parade Ground is always a challenge. Yesterday, there was a huge crowd in Brigade Parade Ground, and that is the fact. And top of that, Rahul, the people who came yesterday in Brigade, that was a very organic crowd. People with whom we were talking, they were, most of them, you know, they were beaten up, they were homeless, they were, you know, they faced the tortures of TMC as what they have been talking to us. So that Brigade definitely is a a picture which shows that this time Mamata Banerjee has to fight the 15 years of anti-incumbency. And along with that, definitely SIR, as you were showing, that this margins, there were high margins. But what we are getting after SIR is that, near about 62 lakhs votes have been deleted and near about 61 lakh is in this adjudication. Now, this is also a number which is, let me tell you, this is worrisome for the Trinamool Congress, and that's what we have been getting from our sources in Trinamool Congress, is there where they are trying to work. Now, what happens to these adjudicated voters? And specifically, if we see the data of these adjudicated voters, the highest number of adjudicated voters are in Murshidabad, 11 lakh, then Malda, 8 lakh, then North 24 Pargana, 5 lakh 92,000, then South 24 Pargana, 5 lakh, above 5 lakh. These are actually TMC strongholds. Malda, Murshidabad, North 24 Pargana, South 24 Pargana. There the data is worrisome for them.
Right.
And just before the election announcement, we can see Mamata Banerjee coming up with her last minute dole by increasing 500 rupees for the Purohits and the Muajjims, shows that there is a concern. So definitely I will call this fight as definitely a tight fight. Let me also tell you that BJP strategy-wise, going to the micro level.
Okay,
they're coming up with charge sheet in constituency.
Let me very quickly bring in Monojit Mondol. We also have Saira Shah Halim and of course Chetan Bhagat to give us the macro picture as he sees it. Saira Shah Halim, you've been in the opposition for a while now. Mamata Banerjee, well, 3 terms in office, looking at a 4th. How much of a possibility is that, ma'am?
See, I think this time it's not going to be so easy for Mamata Banerjee, because you see the opposition on all frontiers is gearing up. Whether it is the CPM, whether it's the Congress, whether it's the BJP. So it's going to be a very, very tough fight this time for Mamata Banerjee to actually come again in power. And another thing we need to iterate is that, the timing of the SIR. Just before the West Bengal election, a mammoth exercise has been facilitated through West Bengal. And right now, the opposition is literally, outside the election commission office, because here more than 60.3 lakh voters are under adjudication. And I think it's not a small number. So now the crisis is where do these people fit in? Would they be adjudged as suspect or non-citizens, or what is the future now? Or would we refer to the pre-SIR post, the pre-SIR data that we have? Will they be allowed to vote at all?
Okay.
So we need to be very clear on the outcome, because these will be the determining factor in in a lot of constituencies, especially you were mentioning Malda and Murshidabad.
So basically you're saying that the SIR is the real unknown known here. Okay, so let me bring in Monojit Mondol. Monojit Mondol, how are you seeing this anti-incumbency? We've been on the ground there, massive crowds for Prime Minister Modi. Will they translate into votes? The BJP will hope, of course, for that. But do you see that happening?
No, I think listening to my good friend from the CPM, it appears that BJP is going to form the government supported by the left and Congress now openly. The understanding they had tacitly should come out in the open. But jokes apart, I mean, we are really, really disturbed about the 60 lakhs voter. What are they going to do? And the only political party that has been fighting for them is Trinamool Congress under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee. Now, coming back to the issue about the seats, I'll purely go by the number. If you look at the last election 2 years ago, if you extrapolate the assembly segments out of the Lok Sabha, you'll find that around 200 odd seats are being led by TMC. BJP is leading only at around 80, 90 odd seats. So, but remember, that was the Lok Sabha election where it was almost a kind of presidential contest between Mr. Modi and the opposition. But here, it is an assembly election. And we know for a fact that the same voters who is voting for the BJP might not vote for the BJP in the assembly election. That happened an umpteen number of times because Rahul, you are a very seasoned journalist, you know it. So in this particular context, our estimation is that TMC is going to increase its vote share, despite the fact, mind you, that the 60 lakhs voters are not being allowed to vote. I believe this TMC, Mr. Rahul Shivshankar, we also debated in 2020, 2021. This TMC is different and formidable one only because of the addition of Mr. Abhishek Banerjee. The way he has been, handling the organization, including the SIR register.
Well, this is an interesting point.
This is done by
Abhishek Banerjee. This is an interesting point that Mr.
taken it to the people.
Professor Mondol has raised.
10 seconds, Rahul, just 10 seconds. Last year, if you remember, all the big political leaders, including the quote-unquote deputies of Ms. Mamata Banerjee, they suicide, starting from Mukul Roy to Shubhendu Adhikari. This has not happened this time because of the formidable presence of Abhishek Banerjee.
Okay, so that's a big factor. You have the so-called Chanakya also on the other side. Payal, and I want to bring Aman, Payal and Pallavi into this on this issue. Traditionally, the BJP has lacked a leader to project in the state, number one. Number two, there's also talk of infighting there. There are people who are aspiring to be the next chief minister if, of course, the BJP does breach. So, is this a factor?
Last time around when the elections were fought, Shubhendu Adhikari had just entered the party. He's been the leader of the opposition for full 5 years. He is BJP now. That's one strong point. Secondly, a lot of infighting within the party also happened, but the pictures were there for everybody to see. The way the Prime Minister was talking to Dilip Ghosh, that sends a message that Dilip Ghosh is very much there, because there were always talks of Dilip Ghosh leaving the party and going somewhere else. A lot of ex-MPs who lost the election, like Dikshit Pramanik, Lokat Chatterjee, they all are going to be fielded in their respective constituencies. The BJP wants to send in a message that we are a united front and we do not care for the kind of narrative that is being spilled or run. And that's the reason, Rahul, it's very important that this time around, unless absolutely mandatory, unless absolutely it's dire straits, they are not going to bring in people from the other parties.
Okay, Aman.
Well, I think, Rahul, there is no denying that BJP in Bengal has had its divisions. It's very much apparent and very much clear. But the fact is that when BJP goes into an election will be fought under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and when Modi is on the poster, I think everyone falls in line. When the elections actually start, you will see this talk about divisions going out of the window, because the strategy is being determined by one man, that is Mr. Amit Shah, and the campaign face is Mr. Modi. So I think together the BJP is a very formidable unit in any state. Local divisions don't matter. I think even the chief ministerial face does not really matter. Look at whom the BJP has made chief ministers in various other states. It has won. Did you hear of these people earlier? Has there been any rebellion against them? No. So I think the most important for the BJP is the Modi factor even bigger this time? Will the magic rework, and will Amit Shah's strategy work on the ground?
I just wanted to add one thing, that last time around we did not have Sunil Bansal. Sunil Bansal is the chosen man, the man who knows the organization in and out. Amit Shah's right-hand man as far as UP is concerned, now in Bengal.
I'll bring in Arun Dhata on that in just a second. But very quickly, Pallavi, let's look at the TMC. Obviously, Mamata Banerjee trying for a fourth term. It's a big one. The party is facing anti-incumbency. That is to be expected. But is her appeal intact? Is brand Mamata still up there?
Well,
or is this really now about management of the election?
So I remember the last time when I had gone to cover, there was a sense of anti-incumbency also a bit there. There was a sense of fatigue. Look, people want change, and if you look at Bengal, I can talk about my home state that way. If you look at Bengal, that change takes a lot of time to come. I mean, after all, she was at it to try and defeat the left. That didn't happen for a very, very long time. So that change, Bengalis take a long time. They're very resistant to change. I notice a sense of restlessness, a strong anti-incumbency. Pretty much like the Congress party. You're talking about infighting within the BJP, pretty much like the Congress party. There's a generational battle within the Trinamool Congress. Also, there's Mamata Banerjee versus Abhishek Banerjee, leaves many of the seniors within the TMC wondering what's going to happen to them. So there's a sense of listlessness, whether that's going to have an impact on the electoral strategy. That I would definitely want to watch out for.
Okay, let me bring in Arun Dhanta on that point. Arun, the reason I'm coming out to you, cover, of course, the BJP on a granular level. What really is the expectation from Bengal? Is it to get close to 3 digits, to 100 seats? Or is it really going for an outright win? And if so, what are the factors that the BJP believes are going to work for it?
Well, Rahul, of course, we've been seeing the rise of the BJP in West Bengal from 3 seats in 2016 to 77 seats in 2021. Last week, I was sitting with a senior BJP leader who's looking after the affairs of the election in West Bengal. When I asked him this question, about that in Lok Sabha in 2024, you got a mild jolt from 18 seats to 12 Lok Sabha seats. Immediately, he responded that if you see the vote share, we have maintained. We are very close at 40, 38 point something mark. So we are really not concerned about those 6 seats that we lost there. And also importantly, Rahul, as Kamalika was also highlighting there, this time around, if you see the campaigning of the BJP, it's going pretty deep. And I remember last time around, there were, high octane campaigns, big rallies, etc. were taking place way early than the election announcement. But this time around, they have completely changed their strategy. We'll have, of course, big faces, Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah going there, campaigning, roadshows, etc. But they are going to every nook and corner, every panchayat.
So you're saying that this election has been localized.
And that's why
it's been localized by the BJP. You're not looking at broad, sweeping, perhaps even polarizing issues. You're looking at now region by region, seat by seat, issues that affect a particular narrow geography. Okay, that's a very interesting shift, I just want to quickly open this up because I want to go straight across now to Kerala and Tamil Nadu together. But just before that, I want to bring in Chetan Bhagat. Chetan Bhagat, the overall picture, this for me and for a large number of Indians is really the midterm referendum. How do you see it? Do you agree? Do you not agree? What's your take?
Yeah. It's definitely a midterm, but it's also a couple of other unique things about this combination of states. Firstly, I think in most of these states, BJP is not the front runner. So any gains they make, it's a victory. Normally, BJP goes in and people like, how much will they win by? Have they been able to get 80% of the seats? Is it 400 par? That's the benchmark for the benchmark for the BJP is higher than the victory mark often. Here, any gains is great. It's also the last bastion, Rahul, where 12 years BJP hasn't been in power, but these states is where they've not been really able to crack the code. I think the PM is going to have a very, very tiring season. These 3 states are far away. They're big. BJP really wants to win. He's going to have to travel a lot because there's only one PM. There's only one brand Modi. And oftentimes, if there are requests that he needs to be at the rally, and that makes a difference. So it's going to be extremely tiring for him. Language issues are there for the BJP in these states. Also, the BJP has a usual default style is no face win. So they want to win and they want to win with no face because that's the way they manage things. And then they will assign the face. Will they make an exception this time? Because these are different states, we don't know. But usually they avoid having a strong brand face. Bengal is, I think, the only place where they actually can win. Kerala and Tamil Nadu will be like inroads, some kind of. I think Bengal is neck and neck. Right now, it's very hard to predict what's going to happen. Both sides are strong. Anti-incumbency often doesn't play out, though. Like many times, BJP people said Haryana and all the other places like anti-incumbency. It doesn't translate. So I think it's more exciting than a midterm because it's like a tough midterm, like where the paper is like very tough for the BJP. If it was a midterm with Rajasthan and Gujarat and UP, it would be like an easy pre-boards.
Yeah.
But here, it's like the tough exam for BJP at least.
Okay, tough exam for the BJP, and that's what's making it interesting, and that's why Chetan Bhagat is excited. Okay, perhaps viewers, that's one of the reasons why we're also excited. Let's go across now to the south, and let's focus on it with Purnima Murli and Neetu Regu Kumar, both stalwarts there, minding 2 very crucial geographies that perhaps hold the key, viewers, to the BJP's aspirations to break into a new geography. So before we do that, let me just set it up, viewers, with a few important statistics that we are going to have a quick look at. Let's pull them up. Let's put them out there on the studio floor. Here they are. This is very, very important, viewers. Very, very important. What are we looking at? We are looking at, viewers, Tamil Nadu's 234 seats. And look at the number there, the DMK plus 159, the ADMK plus 75. And today, the ADMK and the BJP together, it's a big alliance, the battle of 2 alliances, but there's also the big factor, which is the big factor, and that is, of course, the TVK factor. And that is another big one which has not ever been charted. So none of these graphics reflect the imprint that Vijay is having on this election. He is the big outsider. That what you see in Lok Sabha 2024. If you just go back to that. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. Sorry. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that because I didn't get to see the important number there and the viewers need to know this. So that's the Vijay factor, viewers. If Vijay comes in with minus 5% votes, or minus 10% votes, look at those numbers. If you could just align this graphic a little bit more so that it faces the viewer, that would be great because we're seeing it side on. So we're losing a little bit of that view. Can we bring this graphic slightly more viewer facing? That's right. Let's bring this. Let's bring your arm across and focus on this. That's the camera. You don't have to show me. That's it. 20% votes. If he dents, look at that, viewers. 91 seats will go. 91 seats will go if this man gets his party 20% of the vote. He will dent DMK and ADMK so badly. You're going to see minus 162 seats there and minus 91 seats there. And that will mean that, it could be curtains and he will become chief minister. Will that happen? We don't know. We don't know, viewers. But let's just quickly go back to these, the first numbers. And I want to show the viewer the 2024 Lok Sabha number. If we can pull that out, that'd be great. Yes. Okay, there we are. That's the number. That's the Assembly versus the Lok Sabha contest. So right now as things stand, in 2021 is on your right. But on your left, right next to me, viewers, there, just this, that's right. So this is what I'm talking about. This is 2024 Lok Sabha. And that number, as you can see, my friends, that number is the interesting one. That's DMK at 207, AIDMK at 8, others 19. This is when the BJP and the AIDMK were not together. So you have a situation where if those numbers, those Lok Sabha numbers sort of repeat themselves, that's the end of that. But that may not be the case. Let's have a look at some of the DMK's bastions, the seats where they win quite with a comfortable margin. You're going to see them right there. Let's fire them. Okay, Arindam, let's get them going. Okay, very good. That's it. Wonderful. Arindam has put them out on the floor. Where are they? I can't see them. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Okay, Arindam, where are the graphics? Okay, we don't have them. Sorry, we don't have them right now. I just want to go to Purnima Murli. Let's go straight across to Purnima. Purnima, what's this election going to look like? Where are we at this moment?
Well, it's an interesting election this time because Vijay is certainly the X factor, and there's speculation that TVK is also holding discussions with the AIADMK and the BJP, even though all the three parties have denied it on the record. In the next 2 days, there will be clarity whether the TVK will join the NDA on board or not. So next 48 hours crucial as far as elections are concerned. But at the moment, it looks like a tri-cornered contest. In Tamil Nadu, it's always been one of the Dravidian parties ruling the state. This time, we have an alternative to both the Dravidian parties, but how much of an impact Vijay will have, we will get more clarity. But at the moment, political analysts say that youngsters are in favor of Vijay, and Vijay certainly will have an impact. He's not going to go back to films even if he doesn't win election this time. So they say that he will gain momentum, and if he sustains, it will help him in the long run.
Okay, that's very interesting. So you are really, really optimistic about Vijay's prospects because you believe there are a large number of people who are looking at him. Now, what is the evidence that we have for that? Because it's not as if he's holding mass rallies where you can see mass number of people showing up. This is a completely different way that he's sort of executing his campaigning.
Well, most of the first-time voters, and these are fans of Vijay, who is very active on social media, always defending him. And the million-dollar question is how much of the fan base is actually going to consolidate into votes for TVK. But political analysts are of the view that many youngsters and first-time voters who may not perhaps believe in ideologies, Dravidian ideologies, and who may perhaps want to change, may explore Vijay as a possibility. But all eyes on how the development pans out in the next 48 hours because sources say that the BJP is holding negotiations with TVK to bring them on board. So if that happens, it's going to be a tight election. Otherwise, we'll have to wait and see how much of an impact Vijay has and whether youngsters and the first-time voters will vote for him, whether he will get the support, especially in the urban pockets in Tamil Nadu, because urban pockets is where he may gain momentum, is what many political analysts are saying at this point in time.
Well, the TVK is going to be distributing electric cookers. All of that is also happening, viewers. So there are things that are being thrown to the electorate in an attempt to mollify them. Chetan Bhagat, this is an interesting election because we've had some pretenders to the throne from the film industry who've crossed over recently, over the last 15 years. But there's never been anyone with the kind of appeal of an MGR and then, of course, MGR's successor, J.J. Lalita. That's never really happened. Is Vijay a factor?
He is a factor, but you're absolutely right. That kind of, firstly, the aura of film stars is not what it used to be. I mean, that's partly due to there's just so much content out there. They're all on social media. That whole larger than life. I mean, it's not about Vijay. It's just the era he's in. We just don't see stars the way we used to see them 30, 40 years ago, that they want every word, like they're seen as like larger than life figures. Of course, Vijay, Tamil Nadu film industry is different. They do kind of worship their stars there. Rajni is still Rajni. So there will be a factor. But to think that one actor, I mean, Kamal Hassan is a good example. I mean, you know, he's a legend by all means, it still is. But politically limited impact. Here, maybe a little more popular to the young generation. But on a lighter note, Rahul, on that day, I'm coming on counting day. So you need to arrange food from all these states because they have some of the most delicious food.
That is true.
Right? So, and this is such interesting, and it shows the diversity of India, isn't it? Like, it's such different issues. It's almost like different parts of India have completely different political issues.
And that's the beauty of Great Bharat, viewers, the diversity, and the elections bring out that diversity, don't they? Let's just have a look at some numbers now. I'm going to go straight back onto the big wall behind me, viewers, where we're going to project some numbers, because the numbers tell you a lot of things about the quality of the victories that some of these parties have scored over the past. So we're looking at AIDMK first, viewers. A large number of their seats won narrowly. So that's 0 to 5%. 26% of those, 26 of those seats out of 66 came from there. Nothing really much to talk about in their victory margins. When you look at some of the bigger margins, they haven't really been able to pull ahead in those. So it's the DMK really that has done better. 194 seats it had bagged, and the number of seats that it has bagged with higher percentages outdo the ones that it has won narrow percentages. So 50 only it won between 0 and 5%. So even if it loses 50 seats by some dint, and it's not obviously going to lose most of them, it's going to lose, if at all, half of them or maybe 2/3 of them, that's not really going to set back the DMK and make it lose its majority. So there is a lot happening for the DMK by the way of electoral momentum, and being the incumbent is also much easier. Here is the victory matrix, viewers. It opens up on both my sides. It opens up on both my sides, and the victory matrix here is very interesting because you're looking at urban seats. You're looking at a party, the DMK plus the alliance, which wins pretty much everywhere. It's dominant everywhere. The only area where it doesn't do very well is in these low margin seats. So basically, it wins dominantly. It doesn't win by streaky numbers which are down to 0 or 4% or 3% or 2%. It wins big. And let's look at the next one, the Tamil Nadu next number. Let's put it out. Let's put it out. Let's put it out. Yes, there it is. There you can see now, viewers. This is very interesting. It's a caste calculus. Again, this is Kerala. We're just shifting focus a little bit to Kerala. And I want to bring in, on that subject, Neetu Regu Kumar. No, hang on. Let's just keep it here. Let's move on to Kerala because I think Arindam got mixed up there. So instead of Tamil Nadu, he pulls out Kerala. But we'll go straight. We'll go straight to Neetu on that point because we were in now he's gone back to Tamil Nadu. Okay, this is the victory matrix. This is the way it is, viewers. We've told you that. Let me bring in Neetu. Neetu, the other big state, Kerala, here it's a completely different election, really, isn't it? Because what are we talking about? We're not talking about the BJP so much. We're talking about the Congress and we're talking about the left, that are allies at the center, but at each other's throat at the state level. And this is a state which, in which, let's go to Kerala, Arindam. Come on, let's put out that. We're talking about Kerala, so let's go to Kerala. That's right. So there you are, Neetu. I want to bring you in on this. Very different dynamic here.
Oh yes, very different dynamics in Kerala, Rahul. It's a do-or-die battle for the Congress here in Kerala, and for the left, it is about protecting the last citadel, the last government in the country. The only left government is from Kerala right now. But Pinarayi Vijayan had created history by coming back to power. The first time in decades in the state where a government came back to power last time. But that was after the COVID and 2018, Kerala saw one of its worst floods. So Pinarayi Vijayan was seen as a leader who could lead from the front when such issues happened. Even during COVID times, the way he used to do daily press conferences to address each sections of the society, many welfare measures, including increasing the welfare pensions and houses under the Life Mission. So these were all things that stood out last time, and the state went into elections following the COVID, what we had seen during that time in 2020, and after that in 2021 it was the election. So at that time Pinarayi Vijayan had that stature like that of a people used to call him, or left workers used to call him, the captain of the state. So that kind of a stature was there when they went into the elections, and that has also added and helped them in securing a second term. But will the same thing work again? Because Kerala is not a place which had actually given something like that for a party for 2 terms. So it was always 5 years. If it was LDF, it used to go back to the UDF. So yes, and the incumbency is a factor. People are restless, or a large section that we speak to, they need change, or they talk about change. And for the Congress, it's a do-or-die battle, because for 10 years they have not been power in the state, and this time also, if they miss out, they know that what it means to them. So they are also trying their best to come back to power in the state of Kerala. But for the BJP also, yes, they have increased their vote share over the years, but in the 140-member assembly seat, they don't have a single BJP MLA right now. So even if they get 1 or 2 seats, that will be huge for the BJP.
The BJP in Kerala, and we've got to start getting used to calling it Kerala, viewers, and I'm going to go to the handheld camera now. Interesting, isn't it? It's a very interesting fight.
Well, I think as Neetu was saying, it is really critical for the Congress to win Kerala. You know, this is a state that they really fancy their chances in. It's been 10 years of Mr. Vijayan, so there's a lot of anti-incumbency, of course. So I think Congress is desperate to win Kerala, and BJP is desperate to win West Bengal. I think these are the 2 states where I feel it will be the most intense election. I can see which way Assam and Tamil Nadu is going, Rahul, today. But I think Kerala and West Bengal are going to be the most intense fight.
So you think, and Aman, this is an interesting comment that you made. You believe that Assam is going to stick with the BJP and perhaps Tamil Nadu with the DMK? You think that?
I think so. I think DMK should be able to, but again, which way Vijay goes. If Vijay fights independently, I think the DMK has a better chance. But if Vijay goes with the NDA, as the speculation is, and we'll know in the next couple of days, then I think the AIDMK BJP is in the fight. But I think in Assam, the BJP is going to win Assam, because there's a lot going for it there. Not just the development, but even the demographically, it's a lot going for it.
Let's go across to Payal and Pallavi. This is an interesting conversation now, because we're really looking, viewers, at a couple of dynamics. And I want to ask you, because I'm being told that the campaign that is being fought in Kerala is really BJP making itself now the second option. It's no longer looking at this as a triangular. It's going to knock out one of the two, either Congress or the left. Is there a possibility, because the way they focus this, and they don't have a big face, Rajiv Chandrasekhar is somebody who's associated with that state. Does he have mass following? That's a debatable question. But certainly he believes that he can be the person who can lead the state, lead the BJP into deepening roots in that state by running a local election in certain areas where they have dominance already.
You know, if Rajiv Chandrasekhar, many believe if he was given his Lok Sabha ticket at least 30 days before that, he would have probably, you know, given a run for the money. As far as Shashi Tharoor is concerned, he's a young person, he's a technocrat, he understands what the young really think. And a lot of aspirants from Kerala don't want to go to other countries in search of jobs or other things as well. That is where Rajiv Chandrasekhar can make a lot of difference. Plus, the BJP has fought a very tough battle over there. The RSS has had to shed a lot of blood over there. Rajiv Chandrasekhar is a man that BJP is really banking on. They are taking a lot of credit from the fact that Thiruvananthapuram civic polls did very well for them, and the fact that Suresh Gopi, who might not be famous for the right reasons, was able to breach that bastion of Kerala and become the first BJP MP from there.
Very interesting. Let's just look a little longer at this whole game, because what we've got now, as Aman was suggesting, are some very entrenched parties. So there is the TMC. The only variable in this is the Congress. The Congress hopes to want to come back in Assam, hopes to be able to come back in Kerala. If that doesn't happen, how does the narrative change nationally, Pallavi?
See, nothing changes for the Congress party in the sense that Rahul Gandhi will never ever be blamed. No one is going to raise a question mark over the fact, that Rahul Gandhi is clearly going it wrong. I mean, look at the way they are planning their strategy. I mean, in an ideal situation, Priyanka Vadra should have been put in Kerala, because that is one state where the Congress is very hopeful of. So Rahul Gandhi is being sent there. He is micromanaging it. His man KC Venugopal is micromanaging it. And if the Congress party wins there, the credit will go to Rahul Gandhi. She is being sent to a tough stave along with DK Shivakumar to Assam. And most probably DK has also been told that, you know, you could become the Chief Minister of Karnataka, so please put in your best there. So I don't see anything changing. If you're asking me about whether it's going to make things difficult for Rahul Gandhi, he's not going to be blamed. He's going to be called a national leader, and he's got nothing to do with state elections, and that's the way Congress party works.
Okay, so let's just quickly engage you on this, and also Chetan Bhagat, because this is an interesting question that can be picked up just as we go into Assam. We've got about 9-10 minutes in the show. Just want to go, of course, to Assam, but just before that, nationally, how does the picture change? If the BJP does better than it's expected to do, maybe the AIDMK comes in Nadu, maybe the BJP really gives a tight fight in Bengal, in Assam it bags it, and maybe in Kerala it emerges as an alternative, may not be a third alternative. Does the national discourse change?
Absolutely, Rahul. I think BJP right now is a party with momentum. As you say, after the Lok Sabha results, it has been on a winning spree. You know, it has won states, and it has won those states very, very big. You know, Maharashtra with a huge majority, Bihar with a huge majority. Nobody really expected that BJP would be able to win. People said BJP will win Bihar, BJP will win Maharashtra. But look at the number by which they have won. I think that is giving the BJP a lot of confidence that going into these tough election battles, be it West Bengal or be it Tamil Nadu, it can actually, upset the apple cart of its opponents. Bengal is one state where the BJP truly feels that this is the time it can win Bengal. This is the best time when it can win Bengal, because it has that momentum. And similarly, in Tamil Nadu, the BJP feels that with the AIDMK, they have a good potent combination. But the problem in Tamil Nadu is that the DMK has been able to give these freebies and a lot of development which has happened there, especially the campaign against the North, which has some resonance, in the south. And I think the AIDMK also maybe feels at some level that the BJP in that way maybe is a bit of a drag. But I think if Vijay comes into the picture along with them, then it's going to become a very, very strong combination.
Okay, let's go to Assam. Let's go to Assam, viewers, because I'm going to bring in Chetan Bhagat as we look at Assam. If, viewers, you have a situation where in Bengal, for example, the BJP does better and it hangs on to Assam. Look at it's a tight fight there, let me tell you, viewers. It's not a sweeping majority that the BJP won. That's 75 in 2021. Oh, yeah, my right. Okay, here we are. This is the number. This is the number. This is the number, and we're going to look at it. This is it. This is the one. The Lok Sabha number is where the BJP will hope that this election will settle for them. They want to continue that momentum from the Lok Sabha. To the other side of your screen, that was the assembly elections, viewers. The BJP had 75, the Congress 50. So when it's about local issues, it becomes tight. When it's about national issues, and we know the kind of issues that have been raised there, the Chief Minister there has been in a bit of a soup because he's also polarized this election. But nonetheless, viewers, as far as he's concerned, this is really about an identity crisis that Assam is facing. And those numbers are very, very interesting. And we're going to open those numbers up here. Arindam, can you put those numbers on the wall behind me? Because those numbers are telling a story of their own. Yes, Arindam. Okay. I also want to bring in very quickly Chetan Bhagat while we bring out those numbers as Arindam feels his way and gets those numbers for us. I just want to quickly go across to Chetan. Chetan, I want to ask you a fundamental question tonight. And this is something that has been lingering at the back of my mind for a while now. If the BJP is able to sweep itself back into power for the first time ever, because the Prime Minister is calling this the watershed election for the future of Bengal. If he wins it, what happens nationally?
I think there is a full, I don't know if the opposition can get more depressed, but there'll be like a complete depression and complete, it means that the BJP can eventually just focus on a state and eventually win it. And it will eventually win Tamil Nadu. It will eventually win Kerala maybe also. So I think it will be very demotivating. It will again bring back the thing of 400 par. It will again, the invincibility of the BJP will be established. The Northeast will be taken. I would say on Assam though, this is where people will put the money on BJP. This is where people will say, okay, the BJP is likely to win. Now, it will be very interesting to see how the BJP spreads its resources, because they may say Assam is in the bag. That is the easiest one. Let's focus on Bengal. Let's focus on the South. And if they spread their resources too thin, it actually is an opportunity for Congress because, they did get 50 seats in the last one. They just need 10, 12 more. And they could spring a surprise here. It is often where people get too smug, too confident. But one thing is for sure, Rahul, normally when I come to you on election shows, 7:38, you call me. We all sit. Early leads come. By 9:30, 10, it is clear the BJP has won big. Laddus are being distributed in BJP office. Then the rest of the day, we discuss what Rahul Gandhi should do better. And by that, we run out of that also, and then we discuss fitness tips. So this time, it won't be that. 100%. This time, it is going to be some nail biters. This is an impossible election to predict, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
Like I said, even Assam is where it would be, if the BJP says this one's too easy, let's put all the resources on the other places. That, it's not like Assam is in the bag. Like you saw even last time, it wasn't like they just sweeped it. So I think it is all a very tough fight for them. But if they do pull it off, they are the absolute winners. I mean, they are just dominating the entire country. I mean, I don't know. I think it'll just shrink the footprint of the opposition even more. The opposition voice will go down. The India alliance will be non-existent. I think it'll be existential for the opposition.
And what it does, viewers, in the long term, looking at 2029, it lessens the BJP's reliance on the Hindi heartland. If the BJP begins to grow and even come to power at the state level in Bengal, it just completely changes. Because you'll have Odisha in play, where the BJP is right now consolidating, the opposition is in disarray, the BJD is looking for somebody to take over the legacy of Mr. Patnaik, the Congress is pretty much wiped out. If Bengal goes the same way in this state election, there are going to be repercussions for those 42 seats. It's a big state with a large number of Lok Sabha seats. It will completely change the architecture, not just of the Lok Sabha going into 2029, but let me also tell you of the Rajya Sabha at a instance. And I think, Payal, you want to just come in on that, because the elections are taking place before this cycle of elections to the Rajya Sabha. So they won't figure all of this in. But if they did, it would be dramatically different, the picture.
Well, absolutely. There are 3 Rajya Sabhas that are being contested, all in the opposition being in the fray as well, whether it's a BJD fighting to see if they can get the 4th seat in Odisha, which looks pretty unlikely, whether it's in Haryana, where Bhupendra Hooda's candidate versus the others. So the BJP is playing this very, very carefully, because they understand if they have to bring in bills like one country, one election, every Rajya Sabha seat will matter. And that's why they're playing to that extent as well.
So just look at these numbers, viewers. Bengal really holds the key to the national narrative. Let me tell you this. There is no other state that is going to be in play, in focus, as we go into this round of elections. Just look at these numbers. And Neetu is also there with us. I'll come back to her in just 30 seconds and get some closing comments from her. But in 2011, viewers, that was a massive victory. And you can see the left still had about 62 seats there. And guess what? The TMC sweeps in. The left is out. Left had been in power for 25, 26 years. Gone. Never to recover again. Next election, the TMC gets 211 seats. It's doing very well. It continues on that same trajectory of dominance, 200 plus out of 294. That's a big, big margin. The BJP begins to sort of make its presence felt. The Congress subsumes the left. So left cadre moves into the TMC and a bit of it goes to the Congress. So the Congress retains some of its impact. I don't know if those numbers are exactly accurate there, but look what happens. The Congress is 77, almost go to the BJP. And the BJP goes from 6 to 77, massive jump. The Congress goes to 0. That's why I'm saying, viewers, this really is now a contest between these two. The challenger and Mamata Banerjee. And Mamata Banerjee is seen by many other regional parties as perhaps the natural leader of the India bloc. And if she loses, viewers, that makes the India bloc really crumble. And it means also that we have a problem with regards to a functional opposition that can hold the government to account, which is never a great outcome for any democracy. But Neetu, a lot of this also, and I'm coming straight out to you, Neetu Regu Kumar, I think she's there with us. Neetu, Kerala, is she there with us? Okay, we just lost her. Well, viewers, we're going to go straight across now to the Election Commission headquarters because there is going to be a press conference there. Aman, very quickly, I just want to ask you this. The larger picture, do you believe it's Bengal that is the focus state in this election?
Well, absolutely. I think Bengal is the big focus state. We'll be stationed mostly in Bengal also because it's going to be a multi-phase election as well. But I think the real fight also, I feel, Rahul, is in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. You know, these are also very, very important states. BJP's whole approach towards South is going to be tested in a big way in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. These are the states also, you know, where BJP goes in with the mindset that we're going to better our numbers, you know, not really win the state like in Kerala. So I think the BJP's aggressive approach we may see in both these southern states as well this time. And we have Mr.
Let me go quickly across to Purnima, who's there with us. Purnima, one of the things that has been said about the BJP in recent past is that it doesn't do so well against non-Congress parties. Here is a test case. Tamil Nadu is that ultimate test case, isn't it?
Absolutely. In 2021, BJP made inroads. They won 4 of the 20 seats that they contested from. This time, they are hoping that with the increase in vote share in the recently held Lok Sabha polls, when they fought it alone, they are hoping that they contest in at least 40 seats, and they are hoping to get double-digit winnability seats this time around in Tamil Nadu. So all eyes on how many seats they contest from, because they've identified certain constituencies, especially where there are prominent temples, where they feel that the Hindus will be in their favor. So we'll have to wait and see how many seats they contest from.
Gyanesh Kumar, the man in the hot seat, for more reasons than one, viewers. Let's go straight across.
Before we start, may I request you to keep your mobile phones on mute mode, please. I welcome you all to the press conference of the Election Commission of India as we gather here for the announcement of poll dates for the general elections to the legislative assemblies of Assam, Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. We have amongst us the Honorable Chief Election Commissioner, Shri Gyanesh Kumar Sir, Honorable Election Commissioner, Dr. Sukhbir Singh Sandhu Sir, Honorable Election Commissioner, Dr. Vivek Joshi Sir, Senior DCs, Shri Manish Garg, Shri Gyanesh Bharti, Dr. Pavan Kumar Sharma, DEC, Shri Bhanu Prakash Yaturu, and DGIT, Dr. Seema Khanna. Now may I request the Honorable Chief Election Commissioner, Shri Gyanesh Kumar Sir, to share his thoughts with you and announce the dates of polling. Sir.
My dear electors of Assam, Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. During the past few days, the Commission visited all the poll-bound states for reviewing the preparedness for the ensuing assembly elections. During these visits, the Commission met all the recognized political parties and received their suggestions. The Commission also met the district electoral officers, the SPs, the IGs, the DIGs, and nodal officers of all the enforcement agencies. The Commission also had meetings with the Chief Electoral Officers, Chief Secretaries and DGPs of the respective states and union territories. The Commission also facilitated the BLOs for doing an excellent work for the SIR. The Commission also interacted with the young and first-time voters and also our sweep icons who are engaged in voter awareness activities. As all of you are aware, these 5 states and UTs represent distinct geographical and cultural landscapes of India. These elections represent not only a democratic exercise, but also the cultural richness of India and truly reflect the unity in diversity of our nation. Pure electoral rolls are the bedrock of any democracy. With this objective, the special intensive revision is being conducted as per Article 326 of the Constitution to ensure that no eligible elector is left out, while no ineligible person is included in the electoral rolls. I congratulate all the booth level officers, assistant electoral registration officers, electoral registration officers, district election officers, and all election officials who were involved in this work for ensuring its smooth conduct and completion. It has been a massive democratic exercise. Around 17.4 crore electors are going to participate in these elections, an exercise of continental scale and proportionality. To give you a feel of numbers, 17.4 crore electors roughly also comprise the continent of Australia, France, South Africa, Germany, and Canada. We will also see our guests from more than 20 countries from their electoral commissions who will be visiting these elections for witnessing the festive celebrations, the transparent and efficient celebrations of elections in India. The Commission, along with lakhs of election officials and security personnel, is committed for ensuring free, fair, transparent, accessible, and peaceful elections. Election Commission of India is also prepared to welcome each and every voter to their polling stations and provide them with a pleasant and comfortable voting experience. I would also like to make a special appeal to our youth and the first-time voters. My dear friends, you are about to step into one of the most important responsibilities of your life, exercising your democratic right, the right to vote. I urge you to participate enthusiastically in this great democratic exercise and cast your vote with pride, responsibility, and confidence. Your vote is your choice in shaping the future of your state and the nation. Elections in India are the festival of democracy. Chunav ka parv, hum sab ka garv. This festival of democracy belongs to every citizen, every elector of India. Before announcing the schedule of elections, I would like to present before you a brief PPT which will entail the details of these coming elections. The festival of elections, our pride, is going to be held in the state of Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and the Union Territory of Puducherry. The total electors are 17.4 crores, and the assembly constituencies are 824. The number of polling stations is roughly 2.19 lakhs, and the electoral machinery would consist of roughly 25 lakh personnel. To give you an overview, the end of term of Assam Assembly is on 20th of May, Kerala 23rd of May, Puducherry 15th of June, Tamil Nadu 10th of May, and West Bengal 7th of May. To give you a little overview of the electors, Assam, as per the final list, would be roughly 2.5 crores, Kerala 2.7 crores, Puducherry 9.44 lakhs, Tamil Nadu 5.67 crores, and West Bengal, the final list on 20th February comprises of 6.44 crores, and the learned judges, after their adjudication, whatever supplementary list comes, they shall be added. To give you a feel of the category of our electors, we have more than 100 years of age centenarians in Assam, Kerala, even Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal. The 85 plus years of age electors are also good in number. Our Divyang Bhai and Bhai Behan, the first time electors, the electors from 20 to 29 years of age, and service electors. These are statistics which will be circulated to you. A total number of 2.18 lakh polling stations shall be set up. Majority of them will be in rural areas. Average per elector is between 750 to 850, less than 900 in any case. The model polling stations will be set up in all the states and UTs, and they'll be specially women-managed polling stations. Webcasting shall be 100% in all the polling stations, and there will be Divyang brothers and sisters managed polling stations as well. The electoral exercise in India is one of the largest and most unique exercise in the world. For example, in Assam, the polling teams undertake arduous journey of 50 to 60 kilometers from Majuli via ferry and road, cross Brahmaputra river, and finally reach the remote Dhanegana polling station where 248 electors are there, and they reach there by tractor in the end. Similarly, in Kerala, Edamalgudi has around 693 electors, a tribal area of Idukki district, where the polling officials reach by completing 30 kilometers of journey through rugged off-road terrain by specified vehicles and followed by 8-kilometer trek by foot. Similarly, in Assam, West Bengal, in Alipurduar district, polling teams trek through the Baksa Tiger Reserve Hills to reach the polling booths of 759 electors. And similarly, in Tamil Nadu, Varusanath Hills, in Theni district, polling officers travel 3 hours across difficult terrain to reach 5 electors. Puducherry also, in its Chidambaram Pillai schools, once a French colony, was designated model polling stations, which has 2 polling stations of 722 and 651 electors. A total of 25 lakh election officials shall be deployed across 5 states and union territory, out of which 15 lakhs will be polling personnel, 8.5 lakh security personnel, 49,000 micro-observers, 1,444 observers, 40,000 counting officials, 21,000 sector officers, and 15,000 micro-observers for counting as well. The voter awareness campaign has progressed well, the maximum of which came through the special intensive revision enumeration forms. Apart from that, the Election Commission itself, the Chief Electoral Officers and our sweep icons have penetrated deep with the substantial range and depth to reach each and every voter. For EVM awareness, various camps have been organized at the district level and even at the returning officers level to ensure that the transparency, the efficiency, and the information dissemination regarding this transparent electronic voting machines reaches the grassroots. The EVM awareness is Assam, Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal. More than 717 demonstrations centers were set up. Polling stations through mobile distribution vans were set up. People participated in EVM awareness, which is roughly more than 28 lakhs. And people who tried mock polls also, the hands-on on EVMs were more than 25 lakhs. In order to ensure a pleasant voting experience, the Election Commission has issued directions that in every polling stations there shall be provisions for drinking water, toilets, signages, ramps, wheelchairs with volunteers, help desks, voter facilitation centers, sufficient lighting inside the voting compartment with adequate shade shall be there in all the polling stations. Special care shall be taken for all our respected senior citizens and Divyangjan. The polling station shall be on the ground floor. There shall be ramps. They have priority in voting. For seating arrangements, special benches shall be put up. They can also apply for home voting, and sufficient transport facility also will be available to our respected senior citizens and persons with disabilities. During the recent 12 months, the Election Commission of India has taken more than 30 new initiatives to ensure that elections are more transparent. The experience to the electors is much more pleasant, and all the stakeholders get all the necessary information as soon as possible. The first one of them has been the special intensive revision, which ensures, in accordance with Article 326 of the Constitution, that no eligible voter shall be excluded, while at the same time no ineligible person should be included. Amongst the new initiatives, just outside the gate of the polling station, an elector can go, deposit his or her mobile, go and vote inside and come out and collect the mobile and go back. In order to identify the candidate to whom the elector wants to select, there shall be colored photograph of all the candidates on the EVMs. In order to ensure that there are no long queues, not more than 1,200 electors shall be there in any polling station. The candidate booths can be set up just outside 100 meters of the polling station, and the voter information slip will have a clear number mentioning the voter's polling station, its number, and his part and serial number. Amongst the other new initiatives, one major initiative has been that all the applications of Election Commission of India now are under one app which is applicable on mobile, available on mobile, and it is called as ECI Net. All the necessary information across all the stakeholders is available, whether it is your EPIC card, whether it is your polling station, whether it is about the candidate, whether it is about the affidavits of the candidate, whether it is about the progress of polling which is taking place or whether it is about counting. There shall be 100% webcasting to ensure transparency in each and every polling station. The presiding officers of every polling station shall input the number of votes cast after every 2 hours to ensure that voting percentages which are being relayed through the media to the public at large is by and large accurate. And at end of the poll, whatever the figures are there in 17C, accordingly the percentage is also displayed without any further delay. All the booth level officers have been given identity cards so that our electors and the households can identify them easily. And since our electoral staff has been working very hard, their remunerations were also increased. ECA Night, as I mentioned, will be containing all the 40 different applications integrated in a seamless manner. In another initiative to enhance transparency, the postal ballots will be counted 2 rounds before the EVMs. Similarly, all the statistics relating to the elections shall be available through ECI Net itself within 72 hours of counting being over. In case of any difference because of typographical errors between 17C, which is given at the polling stations, to all the polling agents who are present, and the EVM count, if there is a difference, the VVPATs of that EVM shall mandatorily be counted. Similarly, after the counting is over, the losing candidate can prefer, after prescribed payment of fee, checking of the EVM along with VVPAT counting. In order to ensure that the entire process is done similarly at all the polling stations, a gigantic training effort has been undertaken by the Election Commission of India by training officers right down to booth level officers by the Commission itself. The booth level agents were also trained, of course, the police officers, the DEOs, the communication officers, and this capacity building exercise had been piloted by India International Institute for Democracy and Election Management, IIIDM, which is run by the Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India also trains officers of more than 100 countries concurrently. In order to have a substantial dialogue and engagement with the stakeholders, the Commission adopted a consultative and collaborative approach by which more than 4,700 all-party meetings were held by all the returning officers, DEOs and CEOs of this country. Similarly, the Election Commission of India also invited all the national and state level political parties to have such meetings, and more than 28 such meetings have already taken place. There has been national conference with legal councils and interactions with field level beneficiaries, that is booth level officers, EROs, DEOs during the state visits. There have been other host of new initiatives which have been mentioned here, totaling to number 30. These slides will be there, and the Commission has been extremely proactive, transparent, efficient and consultative in its approach to ensure that the experience of election is much, much more pleasant to our prime stakeholder, that is the elector. Considering that India has been the mother of democracies and the largest of them all, with the most transparent elections taking place, the international idea is now currently being chaired by India. We also held an international conference with more than 70 countries. Next. Where the chief electoral officers from those countries has participated recently. Commission had review visits to all these 5 states/UT and met all the officers, as I had mentioned earlier, including our foot soldiers, that is our booth level officers. Clear directions have been issued to all the enforcement agencies, nearly 24 of them, that elections in these states and UT shall be inducement-free and violence-free. Directions have been issued to the collectors and the SPs that they have to act with complete impartiality and enforce the rule of law. The observers which will be visiting the states, their details should be made public, and any fake news on social media should be strictly monitored and necessary action taken. Shall we move to the poll shilling announcements now? Next. All 126 assembly constituencies for Assam, the polling shall be just in one phase, and the polling shall take place on 9th of April, Thursday, 2026. The counting shall be on 4th of May. All 140 assembly constituencies of Kerala shall also go for polling on 9th April, that is Thursday, and counting shall be on the same day, that is 4th May 2026. Puducherry also will go along with Assam and Kerala. The date of poll is 9th April, and the counting will be 4th of May. Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, all 234 assembly constituencies will go for poll on 23rd of April in one phase, and the counting shall be on the same day for all the 5 states/UT, that is 4th of May 2026. West Bengal. West Bengal, the 294 assembly constituencies, the polling shall be held in 2 phases. In the first phase, 152, and the second phase, 142. The date of poll shall be 23rd of April and 29th of April. And the counting shall be together for all, that is 4th of May 2026. There will be 8 by-elections also, that is Goa, Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Nagaland and Tripura. The name of the constituencies are mentioned here and the reasons which will be circulated to you. And the schedule would be that the assembly constituencies for Goa, Karnataka, Nagaland and Tripura will be held, the polling will be held on 9th of April, and for the assembly constituencies of Gujarat and Maharashtra on 23rd. The counting shall be on 4th of May for all the cases. Thank you.
Now we shall begin with the question answer session. I'll request all of you to introduce yourselves and your organization before you ask the question. I'll also request you to ask one question per person and kindly do not repeat the questions. We shall be taking questions in groups of 5, after which the Honorable Chief Election Commissioner shall respond to that, and then we go on to the next round of questions. 6, 40, 94, 25.
Hello.
3.
जी, मेरा सवाल है एबीपी न्यूज से मैं मोहित दुबे हूं सर, सामने 40 नंबर। सर मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि पिछली बार पश्चिम बंगाल विधानसभा चुनाव 8 चरणों में कराया गया था और इस बार आप 2 चरणों में करवाने जा रहे हैं, इसके पीछे क्या रीजन है क्या आपने ऐसी तैयारी कर ली कि 2 ही चरणों में आप करवाने जा रहे हैं? और एक इसी से संबंधित दूसरा सवाल है कि तमाम विपक्षी दल जो हैं, अपोजिशन जो हैं, वो आप पे निशाना साधते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। आप पे आरोप ये लगाते हैं कि आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, तो उन विपक्षी दलों को आप क्या जवाब देंगे? और आप इकलौते मुख्य चुनाव आयुक्त हैं जिसके खिलाफ लोकसभा राज्यसभा में महाभियोग का नोटिस भी दिया गया है, तो आप जो नोटिस दिया गया है उसको लेकर आप क्या जवाब देंगे? थैंक यू।
Sir, this side Harsha from Republic TV. Sir, my first question, sir, earlier this week you had sought the list of police officials during whose presence the post-poll violence took place in the year 2021 in West Bengal. So what's the status of it? And sir, whether those police officials will be deployed in the polling state in West Bengal during election or not? So second one, so when can we expect the supplementary list? Sir, already 15 lakh have been disposed from the adjudication list. When can we expect the supplementary list?
नीरज सर, नीरज हूँ न्यूज 18 इंडिया से। हमारा सवाल यह है कि मैं उसी को आगे सवाल बढ़ा रहा हूँ जो महाभियोग को लेकर नोटिस दिया गया है संसद में, और ऐसे वक्त में 5 राज्यों के विधानसभा चुनाव की घोषणा भी हो रही है। बंगाल में टीएमसी की तरफ से सवाल ज्यादा खड़े किए गए हाल के दिनों में, तो ऐसे तमाम विपक्षी दल जिन्होंने नोटिस दिया है उनके लिए आपका क्या मैसेज है? क्योंकि चुनाव की प्रक्रिया में आप खुद कहते हैं कि फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन होंगे, तो विपक्ष के लोगों को क्या कहेंगे?
सर, मैं अश्विन कुमार सिंह एनडीटीवी से। सर, आपकी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस शुरू होने से कुछ देर पहले बंगाल की सरकार ने 500 रुपए का मानदेय बढ़ाया पुजारियों और मुआंजिनों के लिए, और साथ ही डीए भी बढ़ाया गया है। तो क्या ये मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट लागू हो एक तरीके से आपकी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के 30 मिनट पहले किया गया, तो क्या कमीशन इस पर कुछ विचार करेगा?
First of all, I'd like to make clear that the model code of conduct is applicable from now onwards. So actions taken prior to model code of conduct is the prerogative of the concerned government. But now onwards, the model code of conduct shall be applicable. With regards to the West Bengal elections to be held in 2 phases instead of 8 phases earlier, the Commission has held detailed deliberations, and in its considered opinion, it was found necessary to reduce the number of phases and bring it down to an extent where it is convenient for everybody. With regards to the police officers who were involved in the violence in earlier elections, the list has been sort of, as is known to the media during our visit to the West Bengal, and necessary action as per law shall be taken. With regards to the supplementary list, as per the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court, the learned judges working under the directions of the Honorable High Court of Calcutta would be bringing out this supplementary list. And as and when the supplementary list, the names are coming out, they shall be included in addition to the existing electors. With regards to some other questions, I would like to make it clear that elections in all these 4 states and the Union Territory of Puducherry shall be violence-free and inducement-free. Commission will take strict action if anything to the contrary is noticed or reported.
39, 42.
Hi, sir.
56, पीछे दीजिए, 56.
सर, मनोहर केसरी न्यूज एक्स और इंडिया न्यूज से सर। सर लगातार आरोप लगते रहे हैं, चाहे एसआईआर को लेकर के भी ममता बनर्जी भी लगातार प्रोटेस्ट पे बैठी रही और ये कहा जा रहा है कि एसआईआर जो हुआ है उन लोगों का नाम हटा दिए गए जहां टीएमसी के ज्यादा वोटर्स थे। तो किस तरह से ट्रस्ट आप लोग डेवलप कर पाएंगे, क्योंकि लगातार इस तरह से अपोजिशन की ओर से आरोप लगाए जा रहे हैं। और दूसरा है कि चुनाव आयोग को कहा जा रहा है टीएमसी की ओर से कि संवैधानिकता का पालन नहीं किया जा रहा है, असंवैधानिक है और जब मीटिंग में जाते हैं हमारे साथ व्यवहार अच्छा नहीं होता है, क्या कहेंगे?
Sir, Venkataraman from Dinamala from Tamil Nadu. So now the trend has come that before the election date announcement, the government's offering money. The Bihar, before assembly election, 10,000 rupees was offered to the voters. Now, followed by Tamil Nadu has announced 5,000 rupees. Does the election commission has any plan to prevent this kind of activities, number one? Due to freebies, most of the state government become a bankruptcy. Whether the election commission got to know the facts that what kind of action is going to be taken by the Election Commission of India. 3, during TN session time.
Sir, please restrict yourself to one question.
What is the last question? During the TN session time, the Election Commission was considered to be one of the best commission. Now, when are we going to see the same kind of opinion from the public?
Sir, Gaurav
Srivastava, 42.
Sir, Gaurav Srivastava, Times Now Bharat से.
Gaurav ji, I am coming to you. Just
okay, sir. प्रशांत देव सर, न्यूज 24 से। मेरा सवाल एक ही सवाल है, दो तरीके का, कि आपने पश्चिम बंगाल में खास करके समीक्षा बैठक की है सभी पार्टियों से मिलकर के कानून व्यवस्था, आपको क्या फीडबैक मिला कि कितनी स्थिति वहां पे अच्छी है, खराब है? दूसरा कि अब अनाउंसमेंट करने के बाद आप कितने मुतमईन हैं कि आप फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन कराएंगे पश्चिम बंगाल में? क्या मैकेनिज्म आपने डेवलप किया है उसके लिए?
गौरव जी।
सर, गौरव, टाइम्स नाउ भारत से। इधर सर। सर, सवाल यह है कि पहली बार एसआईआर की प्रक्रिया जो कि सोली केंद्रीय चुनाव आयोग के क्षेत्राधिकार में, उसमें अदालतों की भूमिका लोगों की मतदाता पात्रता को तय करने के लिए ली गई। क्या आने वाले राज्य जहां पर एसआईआर होना है और जहां पर पेंडेंसी बाकी रहेगी, क्या इसी तरह का एक जो कस्टम है वो शुरू होगा, या इसे किस तरह से आप देखते हैं? दूसरा सवाल सर ये है कि पश्चिम बंगाल को लेकर जब आपने बैठक की थी तो ये जानकारी आई कि राजनीतिक हिंसा को लेकर जो है खासतौर पर लगाम लगाई जाएगी। क्या कुछ आइडेंटिफाई हो सका है कि किन राजनीतिक दलों की तरफ से सबसे ज्यादा राजनीतिक हिंसा का इतिहास रहा है और सबसे ज्यादा दिक्कतें रही हैं, उसको लेकर क्या एक्शन लिया जाएगा?
संजय शर्मा हूं आज तक से। मेरा सवाल भी गौरव के सवाल को आगे बढ़ाने वाला है कि पश्चिम बंगाल में पिछली बार 8 चरणों में चुनाव हुए लेकिन हिंसा मुक्त रहे अधिकतर। इस बार 2 चरणों में हो रहे हैं, लेकिन वहां बड़ी समस्या चुनावी हिंसा से ज्यादा चुनाव के बाद की हिंसा है। उससे निपटने के लिए कोई खास इंतजाम या फिर उसमें कैसे करेंगे?
सर,
भारत के संविधान का अनुच्छेद 326, द आर्टिकल 326 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, चुनाव आयोग को ये संवैधानिक दायित्व देता है कि वो सिर्फ पात्र लोगों को ही सूची में रखें। द इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली बाउंड बाय आर्टिकल 326 to include electors who are above 18 years of age, who are citizens of India, and who are staying in that assembly constituency to be in the electoral rolls. The Election Commission of India has been undertaking this responsibility in the form of special intensive revision with regards to the political statements by certain political leaders or political parties. The Commission does not wishes itself to engage in such dialogues. With regards to the decisions of certain governments, just before the Model Code of Conduct has come into force, I have already explained earlier that in a democratic setup, the state and central governments in their own wisdom, can take any policy or any other decision which they feel is appropriate. But once the Model Code of Conduct comes into operation, any decision which affects the outcome of the elections or works in a way of inducement is not allowed, and the Model Code of Conduct has come into force just now. जहां तक चुनावी प्रक्रिया का सवाल है, elections in India are held as per the Constitution, the law and the instructions. राजनीतिक हिंसा और चुनाव को प्रभावित करने वाले कोई भी इंड्यूसमेंट को चुनाव आयोग बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा और ऐसे करने वालों के खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई होगी।
मैं 90 yes, sir. 92 इधर दीजिए 92 71
तिवारी दलेंस से हूँ। सर मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि पिछले सालों के चुनावों के दौरान इलेक्शन कमीशन ने आसाम के चीफ मिनिस्टर हिमंता बिस्वा शर्मा के बयानों पर कई बार सो कॉज नोटिस दिया। हाल के दिनों में कई बार उनके बयान ऐसे आए हैं जिनसे एक समुदाय पर हमला जैसा लगता है। चुनाव के दौरान ऐसा न हो, यह सुनिश्चित करने के लिए आप क्या करने जा रहे हैं? एक चीज इसी से जुड़ा एक सवाल है, वहां के चीफ मिनिस्टर ने अभी कुछ दिन पहले कहा है कि कांग्रेस के 30 टिकट हम बांटेंगे, तो नैतिकता के तौर पे, चुनावी नैतिकता के तौर पे इसे आप कैसे देखते हैं?
Sir, I'm Gopi from INS here. Yeah. So yesterday, Bengal's cabinet minister Shashi Panja's house was vandalized, as we are aware about that. So just a question regarding safety and security, as well as what steps is the ECI taking to counter misinformation and deep fakes, which might go around during the campaign period?
Sir, Premanshu from Anandabajar Putrika. Sir, do you expect that all those cases under adjudication in West Bengal will get completed before the election? And if not, then what will happen to those voters?
37.
Hi, sir. Sir, hi. Moitri this side from Network 18. Sir, same question as Premanshuda. As of now, more than 50 lakhs of voters' names are included in adjudication list. Do you think that by 23rd, the list will be completed? As you clearly mentioned multiple times that no eligible voters should be out of the voter list. So then what would be the mechanism and what would be your submission to the Supreme Court to conclude this election? Thank you.
Hi, sir. Suchitra from News 18 here. Out to your left. So there is a growing concern about voter turnout numbers, especially the last few elections, and there has been a delay or the numbers has been differed from the earlier estimates, raising a question about transparency of the commission. So would you care to comment on that?
Okay. चुनाव से पहले दिए गए वक्तव्य या फैसलों के ऊपर चुनाव आयोग का टिप्पणी करना ठीक नहीं होगा। इलेक्शंस नियम और कानून के तहत होते हैं और मॉडल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट अभी प्राबल्य में आया है और इसके बाद अगर इस तरह की कोई घटना या वाकया होता है तो चुनाव आयोग उसका संज्ञान लेगा। जहां तक मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन और डीप फेक की बात है, हर स्टेट्स में जो हमारे नोडल ऑफिसर्स हैं वो उसको मॉनिटर करेंगे और उनके टेक डाउन या एफआईआर की व्यवस्था करेंगे। वोटर टर्नआउट की जहां तक बात है, पहले जो फॉर्म 17C के आंकड़े होते थे वो जब पोलिंग पार्टी कलेक्शन सेंटर पर आती थी तो उसके बाद भरे जाते थे। पारदर्शिता पहले भी थी, लेकिन अब the presiding officer shall be filling the number of electors in a polling station before leaving the polling station. Therefore, the time lag will be reduced and such suspicions will be moved out. As far as the list under adjudication is concerned, I have mentioned earlier that the learned judges are looking into case by case, and whichever cases are approved by them shall be included in the final electoral rolls by way of supplementary list in terms of the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Kindly join us for tea in the atrium on your left.
All 126 assembly constituencies for Assam, the polling shall be just in one phase, and the polling shall take place on 9th of April, Thursday, 2026. The counting shall be on 4th of May. All 140 assembly constituencies of Kerala shall also go for polling on 9th April, that is Thursday, and counting shall be on the same day, that is 4th May 2026. Puducherry also will go along with Assam and Kerala. The date of poll is 9th April and the counting will be 4th of May. Tamil Nadu, all 234 assembly constituencies will go for poll on 23rd of April in one phase, and the counting shall be on the same day for all the 5 states/UT, that is 4th of May 2026. West Bengal. West Bengal, the 294 assembly constituencies, the polling shall be held in 2 phases. In the first phase, 152, and the second phase, 142. The date of poll shall be 23rd of April and 29th of April. And the counting shall be together for all, that is 4th of May 2026. That is 4th of May 2026. There will be 8 by-elections also, that is Goa, Gujarat, Karnataka.
Right, so the big dates are out, viewers. Assam, Kerala, Puducherry polling on the 9th of April in single phases. Tamil Nadu polling in a single phase on the 23rd of April. And then we have the Bengal polls on the 23rd of April and 29th of April in 2 phases. That is also historic with respect to Bengal. The last time it was 8 phases. Now it's 2 phases. And finally, result day is on the 4th of May for all these regions put together. So 4 regions go to poll in a single phase on the 9th of April, then 3 regions actually, and then we have Tamil Nadu on the 23rd single phase, and then Bengal on 23rd and 29th. We've got Pallavi and Payal with us here in the studio, but quickly going across to Kamalika in Bengal. Bengal, the last, but also the fact that it is in 2 phases. Who's going to be happy about this? And will the entire issue around SIR, the entire process be over by then?
Anand, first would like to tell you that the journalists will be very happy on a lighter note, because traveling 8 phases and then come to 2 phases, this is something good news for us. You know, let's all be happy for that. That is the first thing that's a journalist reaction that I can give you. Second thing is, definitely this was, this 2 phases was definitely a demand of the BJP. Definitely they specifically wrote in their letter that they gave it to the CEC, that they require less number of polls so that there can be proper campaigning, and then there is no chance given to the Trinamool Congress so that they can mobilize their cadre, which is being done, which is being seen, and that is the also reason for violence and all these things. This was the factors, and this was the points that was given by BJP. So definitely BJP is happy. I just spoke with Joy Prakash Majumdar of Trinamool Congress. Their point was that be it 2 phases or be it 8 phases, they are going to win, but their more concern is about the SIR thing, about that adjudicated voters, they should be included, but they are saying they are happy. So right now on first go, both of them seems to be happy. Obviously BJP is happy, and Trinamool Congress is also
the deployment of
CAPF,
CAPF, whether or not what will happen, and it's historic that Bengal is going to polls in just 2 phases. So another aspect which is a departure is usually Puducherry and Tamil Nadu go to polls together, or Tamil Nadu and Kerala go to polls together. That's not happening. 9th of April for Kerala, Neetu Raghukumar with us, Purnima Murli, 23rd April, Tamil Nadu with us. Then we'll just quickly go across to these reporters who are joining us from the respective states, and then bring it back into the national capital and into our studios. So Neetu, will all sides be okay with a single phase polling on the 9th of April for Kerala?
Kerala has always had the single phase voting. So yes, all sides are happy with that, but literally there's no time, and on the 24th day the state is going to poll. So what the CPM and CPI has been telling is that within an hour of the announcement, they are ready to announce their candidates, and rightly the CPM State Secretary has called a press conference at 5 p.m. So they will be announcing their candidates. CPI is starting to announce its candidates. Now the Congress also, there is a first list is what we are understanding. So within Congress there has been a lot of issues at the last minute, especially with some of the MPs wanting to contest, posters coming up in support of the MPs. So there were things like that. So they were trying to sort out those issues, and it is something which we have always seen with the Congress. So what we understand is that Congress's first list will also come soon, but in a week they'll have to submit the nomination, so they don't have much time. So quickly the state has gone into election mode, I can say, because after 24 days the state is going into polls.
Right. Purnima, 23rd April, so it will be after Puttandu, after the New Year, after the festivals. In Kerala, it will be before Vishu. But who gets the chance to perhaps build momentum? The NDA seem to be the slowest off the block in terms of campaign momentum. TVK is distributing electric cookers already. So somewhere, is there an issue where the DMK seems to have peaked too early, anticipating elections before 14th of April, and now it's on the 23rd?
Well, they were expecting it a little early, but at the moment, remember, there have been speculations about TVK and AIADMK, BJP holding discussions over the next 48 hours. That is going to be crucial to see whether TVK will contest alone, will go it solo, or will they join hands with the NDA. So all eyes on that. They still have time to decide on alliances, and therefore it's going to be a breather of sorts for parties that are yet to discuss alliances. DMK and its alliance partners have already started seat sharing talks. The BJP, AIADMK, they still haven't, so they still have a lot of time to discuss and decide on alliances, which is why for them it's a welcome move, because they still have time to decide on that. But interesting developments to take place as far as Tamil Nadu elections are concerned. At the moment, it looks like a three-cornered contest, but whether NDA will be able to rope in more parties in the next 2 to 3 days, there will be more clarity on that.
Right. Before we bring it into the studio, Arun Danta, quick check with you. Whereabouts are you, and who are you tracking this afternoon? Centrally, the war as it continues, if there is pressure on LPG and oil prices, it's going to be a poll issue.
Well,
Absolutely, Anand. I am here in the Vigyan Bhawan where this press conference just concluded, and we have seen, of course, the dates are out, and especially as far as West Bengal is concerned. Last time it was 8 phases, and the question was specifically asked to the Chief Election Commissioner that why did he feel this time coming down from 8 to 2 phases. He said that the consultation meetings happened with all the stakeholders, and on the basis of that, just to make convenient for the voters in the state and for the people, of course, they have reduced to 2 phases. And also, of course, we know now you'll have very less time for all the political parties to really go full throttle in the campaigning. And in fact, also Anand, in Assam, last time around, if you remember, it was in 3 phases, and probably that's the reason why Election Commission has just reduced it to 1 phase, because there is a very important Pihu festival in Assam which comes in the middle of the April. So Assam will be done on 9th of April. So that has also been considered by the
festival is across all
also,
these states.
This decision,
so in some states it's before the festival, some states it's after the festival, and exactly about 5 to 6 days before and after the festival, that's where they have tried to align the elections. But bringing it into the studio here, thank you to all our reporters, great job, and at least with lesser phases, like Kamalika said, it's lesser legwork and covering too much of ground. But what does that impact campaigning? Who does it help? While on the face of it, it's also historic that places like Bengal, Assam, they all have now such less phases compared to the last time.
Well, of course, Assam was very well prepared for a single phase, and the BJP had constantly made a request to Election Commission to keep it 2 or 3 phases, because they felt that a lot of resources were mobilized by the TMC. There was violence which was there. And last time around when COVID really hit, after that, the last 3 phases, the crucial phases when the urban voters voted, crucial for the fortunes of BJP, clearly suffered because of COVID. So the BJP will be a very, very happy unit. Like Kamalika is saying, it's a very happy journalist unit as well, because the heat is going to be intense. Of course, the heat and the temperature would have also been something that the Election Commission would have taken into consideration, but with stakes for the BJP will certainly be watching out for the election, especially on the 23rd of April.
And it's hot. It's very hot across all these states. It's not going to be easy to campaign either. But the SIR issue, Bengal, 2 phases, does it help the BJP? Also, Tamil Nadu 23rd, the NDA has only started getting off the blocks now with respect to campaign. Does that help them build some momentum then?
Till then, I think the BJP's style of campaigning is very, very well organized. So they've got different teams. I mean, Payal would know this better when it comes to a Tamil Nadu team or a Bengal team and so on and so forth. And it's going to be, I think it's a do or die battle really for Mamata Banerjee. 4th time round you're contesting. And history shows in Bengal that once you are out, you're out. That's what happened with the left. Left took a long time in being defeated, but where are they now? I mean, 0 seats in the assembly almost. So they are out. So she knows that she runs the risk of a party splitting, dividing. There's an intense infight. We are all talking about BJP infighting in the state. No one is paying attention to the fact that it's very much like a generational shift in the TMC as well. We were speaking about this a short while back. There's an Abhishek Banerjee TMC. There's a Mamata Banerjee TMC. Some of the seniors who were nurtured by Mamata Banerjee very often are not seen in sync with Abhishek's style. I mean, obviously, she's going to be the face of the elections, and she's a street fighter. There's no doubt about that. Right. She's going to hit out. SIR is going to be a big dampener, possibly for the TMC, especially Malda, Murshidabad, Dinajpur, those areas where the illegal immigrants issue is a very strong one. Plus a fatigue. I mean, people want change. Jobs are a big factor. Where are the young people of Bengal?
So we're going to take a pause as we are approaching top of the hour, a short commercial break. I'm going to request Payal and Pallavi to stay on with us in the studio. We'll come back and talk about these election dates, result day, verdict day, 4th of May. And it's the one-stop destination for poll coverage. You're already tuned into it. CNN News 18. Stay with us.
food festival, the street food festival, which is awaited throughout the year by local residents of Dubai, those who are expats. This entire street, if you see, is lit up to welcome those who are out to break their fast, break their roza, and then spend some time with family. But this year, Ramzan is also happening under the shadow of escalation that has happened in Gulf, shadow of fear, and therefore the impact can be seen in this food festival as well. You see, all these stalls which would have been ordinarily open to people are shut. This is one section of the street which has been shut down. Of course, there's crowd on the other side. There is crowd in my backdrop. If you see, there's music that is playing out. There are some family members who have come out. But overall, the sentiment seems to be that this year, the crowd is less than the previous years. And a number of residents are of the view, a number of shopkeepers I spoke to also expressed hope that as the last weekend of Ramzan comes up, perhaps the crowd will start coming out. But so far, the consensus seems to be that the streets are relatively empty, and even the pull of the Ramadan street festival has not managed to pull out as many people from their residences, from their homes, as the shopkeepers here would have wanted.
National ambitions, regional pride, high-stakes alliances, and leaders battling for every vote. CNN News 18 brings you the ultimate election battleground. Battle for the states. The road to power begins here.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this very, very special coverage on the battle for the states. Viewers, it's as good as a midterm referendum that's going on, because there are key states that are going to the ballot, and it's on a festival month before and after that. But it's also historic. States that have gone into multiple phase elections in the past have seen it all crunched, and it's coming to one or two phases. So if you look at it as far as Assam, as for Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, all single phase. And Bengal is two phases. And it's all happening in April with a verdict on the 4th of May. Will it be historic? Will there be a turn of tables? Is this all right? Do all parties have momentum? Is there going to be controversy even in the build-up? Or is what's happening globally going to impact us? All that and more in this special coverage after a quick check of the top lines. The Election Commission announces the poll dates for the states of Bengal, Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and also the Union Territory of Puducherry. Polls to kick off on the 9th of April in 3 states. Final phase of polling in Bengal on the 29th of April. Poll results for the assembly polls to be announced on the 4th of May. That is verdict day, result days. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar says poll officers to ensure timely updates after every round of counting. The Election Commission says there will be zero tolerance for poll-linked violence, and all officers have been instructed to strictly enforce rule of law. Social media to be strictly monitored for divisive posts and fake news. After a marathon 8-phase election in Bengal in 2021, poll panel announces the shortest 2-phase polls in the state. First phase of polling on the 23rd of April, second and final phase on the 29th of April in Bengal. Poll panel chief emphasizes on pure voter rolls being the bedrock of democracy. Says SIR exercises ensured no illegal voters included in the list, assures compliance with court directives on supplementary list. Now, The Election Commission of India has announced the schedule for assembly elections in 4 states and 1 union territory. West Bengal will vote in 2 phases, 23rd of April, 29th of April. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Assam and Puducherry will all vote in single phases. Elections in Tamil Nadu will be held on the 23rd of April, while Kerala on the 9th of April, Assam on the 9th of April, and so will Puducherry go to the polls on the 9th of April. This sets in motion an electoral cycle that will determine governments across approximately 824 seats, and nearly 17.4 crore voters will be casting their franchise, their ballot. Now, let's try and understand the polls in the 4 states. Let's try and quickly get a grip on how it's going to pan out. 4 states, 1 union territory, and more than 100 assembly seats. More than 100 assembly seats. More than 100 assembly seats. Can Narendra Modi conquer Mamata Banerjee's turf? It's more about what is in the mind of the voter, viewers. And also, when it comes to Stalin and Tamil Nadu, he's seeking a second term. Will that happen? Will Vijay emerge as the kingmaker, or is there a perhaps shift? And will he be able to break this entire iconoclastic Dravidian heft or control over Tamil Nadu politics? Referendum on Vijay's 10 years or Pinarayi Vijayan's 10 years in Kerala. Will Assam voters prioritize stability, and do they believe that there is momentum under HBS or Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma? Who will the voter list revision also benefit? Ideology, incumbency, polarization, these will be the key drivers. But if you look at it, they are all tall leaders and also perhaps the next generation of politics. There's a lot of shift that is happening, viewers. Let's also try and understand the footprint, the saffron footprint or the BJP's footprint. The BJP will want to consolidate in the run-up to 2027. Some of the other polls, the entire election juggernaut is perhaps going to build up towards UP in 2027, and then thereafter you set into motion the 2029 electoral dynamics. Now, this is the spread as of March 2026 and compared to where they were in March 2014. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi, under his leadership, the BJP has only increased its footprint from 7 to 22 NDA ruled states, and the ones in green are the ones that are actually going to the ballot. Will they be able to retain? Will they be able to retain some of these bastions? Will they be able to try and make inroads in most of these bastions where the BJP has largely not been very, very effective? Will Puducherry rub off into the neighborhood, into Tamil Nadu where the NDA can it make gains? Will it be able to seal certain alliances that will change the dynamic? Is Bengal rooting for a total change altogether? All these questions remain. And to answer those questions, let's try and go across to our guests, poll pundit, cephalogist, former MP of the BJP. He's worn many hats. He's with us in the studio, Vigyan Bhawan, and we've held back Pallavi and Pal also to try and make sense of this entire breakup of the poll phases. Now, she's already busy checking. No, Payal is always busy.
I'm checking the map of Bengal.
Forever. Where are the phases happening and who is it going to help? We'll also go across to our guest joining us from outside the studio. Sumansi Raman is also joining us this evening, and Smita Prakash with us, and Professor Manojit Mandal will also be with us. So my namaste to everybody. Jeeval Narasimha Rao from the far corner. How do you see this? Historic that Bengal is going in 2 phases, all other states in 1 phase.
I think that's a very welcome move by the Election Commission of India, because in many states which have actually gone into multiple phases like Maharashtra, Bihar, everywhere I think Election Commission is able to hold almost violence-free elections in single 2 phases. So I think it's a very welcome move. West Bengal had 8 phases in the last election, 6 in the previous one, but we as a party also demanded it unnecessarily stretches. It increases scope for malpractices, electoral malpractices. Parties like the TMC have a machinery where they move it from one phase to another, and somehow they're able to manipulate it. this will reduce electoral malpractices to a much greater extent and will ensure free and fair polls, which is the mandate of the Election Commission of India.
Yeah, so does this actually suit the NDA? Then the opposition will say, hey, listen, the poll panel has actually done what the NDA wants.
I'm sure GVL Narasimha Rao's sentiments are being echoed by Amit Shah, Prime Minister Modi and everybody. They definitely want this to benefit.
We want free and fair polls. I think that's what every party should demand. And having two phases will certainly ensure that elections can be held in a more transparent, in a more free and fair
Interesting,
manner.
the South Indian and the Gujarati in the studio are having this conversation when the Bengali is quiet. So then, okay, Pallavi, what's your thought?
So I think I don't think the TMC is going to be particularly very kicked about the just two-phase elections, because it's a fact. We saw it in the last assembly elections, 8 phases, and I remember it was right in the time of COVID, and towards the end of it, you know, first of all, the voters get tired, then there's a disinterest coming in, journalists get tired, campaign stretches on, and the advantage usually goes to the Trinamool Congress, as it did. So the TMC wouldn't be too happy. The entire argument which I think the Election Commission has gone in for, and he did make a reference to that, and something which even the BJP made the point is that we don't want misuse of the machinery, the state machinery. That's always been a problem. You know, in Bengal, you people talk about UP and Bihar. Let me tell you, my home state is as guilty of poll violence as every other state is spoken about. So misuse of
Bihar and all,
they've all become much safer.
Much safer. Today, it's the
this perception that UP and Bihar mein hota hai violence
in Bengal. Today, Bengal where violence is normalized today in the current scheme of things is Bengal.
Yes.
Correct. Everywhere else, violence is not.
It's not somebody beating somebody up. Brutal rapes are committed. Brutal crimes have been witnessed.
Post-poll violence.
Post-poll violence was dangerous last time.
Houses have been put on fire. People have been raped. Massive violence, even in panchayat elections, assembly elections, parliamentary elections.
Post-poll violence also.
Post-poll violence also. Bihar, we have seen how peacefully elections were held only a few months ago.
Yeah.
Right. Let's quickly get some comments. We focus on Bengal right now because Bengal is happening last. Is it also because, Smita Prakash, the SIR exercise has to be completed so that there are no doubts about it? Is it also because then the poll machinery will be able to focus on the state where perhaps the concerns are there will be maximum violence? Professor Manojit Mandal, I'll come to you after Smitaji and Sumansi Raman. We'll talk Bengal first and then we'll move to Tamil Nadu. Yes, Smita Prakash.
Yes, so I think I quite understand why it's in 2 phases, because, you know, as all the panelists have already said, that there is security, there's logistics, and there's administrative management and historical perspective, which many of them said, that there has always been political mobilization and violence, which is pre-poll violence and post-poll violence. So this gives enough time for the ECI to move central paramilitary forces from one set of districts to the next set of districts, so that free and fair elections are held, people are able to exercise their franchise and in a manner which is seen in rest of the country. Somehow Bihar aise hi badnaam hai, but it is actually in Bengal that one sees all these violent incidents which are taking place. And also what happens is that greater monitoring can be done of these vulnerable constituencies, which I think Payal mentioned, the vulnerable constituencies, especially the ones which are in, you know, bordering some of the districts. So, you know, there are several, I think there should be a 250 or 290 or something like that assembly constituencies in Bengal. Out of these, to make sure that, you know, all the transportation of the EVMs, VVPATs, this all happens in a free and fair manner. And because now you're going into a phase where AI generated fake videos are rampant on social media, and that causes so much of stress on the security forces as well. So it's something that everybody wants to make sure that security management and central forces can concentrate on those sensitive areas, and EC can closely monitor to see that this fiercely contested election between, you know, TMC on one side and the NDA on the other side is done in a manner which is completely free, and which can be something that can be held up and said that the past is past, but this election has been different, and it's a high stakes election, and everybody wants it to be something which is free.
True. The point well made. Just quickly bringing before Professor Manojit Mandal comes, it's not easy to beat the Trinamool Congress in Bengal. They hold sway, and like how? Yes, the BJP moved from a single-digit party to 77 seats in the 2021 assembly elections. That's the scorecard. 294 seats in the Bengal Assembly, viewers. 215 had gone to the Trinamool Congress. 77 went to the BJP. This is 2021. However, if you were to look at the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, now 2024 Lok Sabha elections, look at the numbers. This number comes here. It's 191. So the Trinamool Congress has slipped about 24 odd seats. And the BJP has gained. The BJP has gained. The Congress has gained in terms of assembly to Lok Sabha to assembly projections. There is a shift that is seen. But is it enough for them to put the Trinamool Congress under pressure? That's the key part. Yeah, let's quickly look at those 117 seats. Now, out of the 294, and GVL Narasimha Rao will bear with me on this, because what we've tried to call out is on the Bengal map, the 117 seats where the Trinamool Congress holds sway, where they have won with at least 20,000 votes, and they have continued to do that. These 117 seats are already in their pocket, GVL. If you look at it from their point,
is anybody's pocket.
From their point of view, unless there is a clear away wave that's happening, and on ground there is a mood which says we reject the Trinamool and we're going to vote out them outright. Just like the Rivayati parties got voted out and AAP swept Punjab. Like Tripura. What happened in Tripura? Do you think that's happening, GVL?
Yeah, you see, these days we have seen the manner people are, when they want to vote somebody out, they do it lock, stock and barrel. I think historical trends don't necessarily hold a mirror to the future. This is the message from every election, be it Maharashtra, be it Bihar or any other state. I think voters, nobody should take voters granted. Anybody who thinks voters are in my pocket, I think left have felt the same way for 25 years. And where are they today? They don't even have a single seat in the assembly. So any party that takes voters for granted will be in for a shock. And certainly the BJP, you see the numbers that you gave out in terms of assembly strength, the Trinamool seems completely unbeatable. The numbers, look at those numbers, 216 versus only 77 for the
projections
BJP.
are 191.
Okay.
191 there.
When you look at the vote shares, that is the real picture that you should see. The gap is only 10%, 38 versus 48. So if you can swing 5% vote, and the Congress, CPM, CPI, they are also rants. They are going to be even further marginalized. From 10%, they could be down to 3% this election, or 4%. So if 5% swing comes from that side, and a few votes shift from Trinamool Congress to the BJP, without being a visible wave, you could see BJP in power.
I just wanted to make a point. Of course, the Muslims have also voted, lock, stock and barrel in certain states. But look at what they've done in places like Bihar. Can Owaisi be that factor and take away some of the Muslim votes, in Bengal? That will also remain a key focus, because he did not get any success in Bengal last time around. But the game seems to be changing as far as Bihar is concerned, and that is something which Owaisi is very hopeful for. So can he make that dent?
Pallavi Ghosh is busy checking out something. I'm very keen to understand where the first phase, what are the areas. We'll try and see if we can keep this map here on the screen. There's a beautiful graphic, and also call up the bastions in terms of the margins of victory. Yeah, okay, can we have the victory margins here? Now, the Trinamool Congress's victory margins, interestingly, out of the 215 seats, 44 seats, their victory margin was 0 to 5%, viewers. So it was not that they had a fantastic, 44 seats, but in 75 seats, they had a 10 to 19%. So a very comfortable cushion. But if you were to look at it, about 77 seats are between 0 to 10% victory margin, or in terms of the vote share. The larger numbers are here. So there is a significant, let's say, 125, 130 seats where their victory or their margin of victory is more than 10%. But 77 seats is 0 to 10%. But the BJP also had quite a lot of the close victories. Let's quickly look at the BJP victories. And if you see the BJP victories, out of the 77 they won, 41 were between 0 to 5%. So you also have a lot of holding of ground to do in this case. See, and the total number of seats where you had more than 10% vote share in terms of margin, victory margin is only 19 seats. Bulk of your victories are 0 to 10%. So it's not that the BJP has a very comfortable margin here. I just want to get Manojit Mandal and then GVL, I'll come to you. Manojit, thank you for your patience. Just putting things in perspective, you would have seen the phases. How do you see the breakup? We'll also get into that. Which are the areas where these, the elections are going to happen? North, Central, South Central, Bengal. Which parts of it on 23rd? Which parts of it on 29th? Everybody's going to go with a fine-tooth comb and try and mark out and carve it out and say, hey, how do we have to then design a full poll strategy? But your first thoughts. Thank you for your patience. Yeah.
Thank you. I wish to reply to my good friend from BJP. He is known for making the somersaults like he did in case of the electronic voting machine by writing that beautiful book in 2009. Look what he's saying. The two-phase election is because we want free and fair election. Exactly 5 years ago, in fact 2 years ago, we said the same different thing. There are 5-phase election in 2024 is because of law and order situation. An 8-phase election in 2021 because of law and order is a situation. Right now, you're not at least saying this is because of law and order situation that there are 2-phase elections. Saying that, we don't want the voting machineries, the state machineries to move from one part of the other to misuse it. It doesn't happen that way. And the Bengal elections are going to happen on the basis of very, very core principal issues, beginning with SIR. Yes, I was quite keen to look at the voting differences that were showing, and Election Commission was trying its best to somehow or other narrow that margin for BJP by excluding, so far I would say, 6 million of the Bengali voters. The visceral hatred that some of my BJP friends and their lackeys have for Bengal and the people of Bengal have somehow or the other now moved into the Election Commission of India also, because they were still waiting for these 6 million voters and their fate. What are they going to do? Including, I repeat, including the Chief Secretary of the state, whose name is not there in the final voting list. When are the Election Commission of India is going to, release the supplementary list? That's very critical. Are they going to release at all? Because what
one is the SIR process is court monitored. You would appreciate that. The other thing is that there is abjugated review. It is part of the review process. There are names which may not have been. You bring your paper. Yeah, please come.
Can I finish my point? And then coming back to two of the journalist friends. Look, almost we are repeating the same thing, and I remember each and every word that I had with you, Anand, 5-6 years ago, because I have been appearing on television for the last 10 years or so. So exactly the same words are being repeated, but we are not going to repeat the same word. We are going to fight the election on the basis of what the government of India has done with this state. And of course, the kind of narratives that have been planted, the poll violence and pre-poll violence. Look at what has happened to that. Those cases.
By assumption would be.
And number two, and a very important one. That's 10 more seconds.
Yeah.
I repeat, the kind of jumping off the of the ship that you saw in 2021 or 2020 is not happening now. It's because of another very, very formidable addition to Trinamool Congress, that is Abhishek Banerjee. He has taken the battle to a completely different level, including the SIR battle. Mind you, this TMC is not what it used to be in 2021.
Okay, so you're saying TMC would have evolved. You will have to yield. You will have to yield because you've got a lot of ground to cover.
With Abhishek's maturity.
Thank you. Thank you, Manojit. The other thing is, Manojit, over the last 5 to 6 years, Sumansi Raman, coming to you, we've also seen you personally battle through life-threatening disease and come back, and it's good to see you back at your fiery self. So happy to see that. Everybody is evolved, everybody is grown. That's nice. But the point is, the Trinamool Congress should be saying that we will fight this battle based on what we have done for the state of Bengal, not what government of India is doing to us. Somehow that should be the story on ground. Sumansi Raman, and then we'll bring it into the studio. Yeah.
Yeah, two points as far as Bengal is concerned. And one is, you see, even during the 24 Lok Sabha poll, though, a Lok Sabha poll traditionally tends to favor BJP because of Mr. Modi, the difference, the TMC lost only about 2% of their vote share. So it was still a 7% difference between the two sides. So, to say that at this point of time that this is going to be a close election is not really, something that we would expect.
Right.
Second, very importantly, if you look at the pattern of the phase 1 and phase 2, almost in terms of geographically, most of the districts of the state, and it's 152 constituencies, which are going to the polls in the first phase,
Right.
covering most of West and North Bengal.
Hmm.
There are only, areas in and around Calcutta, North 24 Parganas, South 24 Parganas, areas in and around that region comprising of the remaining 142 seats that are going in the second phase. So it seems that most of the state geographically is going to the polls in the first phase. And to say that, because it's going to be 2 phases instead of 8 phases or 7 phases, it gives a huge advantage to one party over the other. I mean, I honestly don't see how that could possibly be true. In a tight race, yes, but not in a situation like Bengal, where it has been a sweep last time.
See, post-COVID, nobody knew how things would be, and that's why perhaps there were multiple phases. Why they decided to have so many phases in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, the CEC had its own thought process. But 152, just bringing it back into the studio quickly before we move to Tamil Nadu. Pallavi, is this going to, if you've seen the split, these 152 constituencies, are they largely going to be spread across Bengal? Or
I think the worrying part for the TMC, of course, is going to be areas like Malda and Murshidabad, because that's where, I mean, we all have traveled to that area, and the TMC may be in a moment of denial, but we did see that there was that illegal immigrants issue which was very, very rampant over there. As I see overall Bengal elections, one, of course, no denying the fact that Mamata Banerjee is a street fighter. She's going to do it all to ensure that she wins the elections. I mean, you remember she came to the Supreme Court, she went there, she'll do all of that. She'll do that, but see, how do you fight a very strong anti-incumbency, a listlessness within the party, a fatigue among the voters, people want jobs, and a changed BJP strategy. But most important of them all is the SIR exercise. Large number of voters who people believe were the ones who shouldn't have been voting in the last elections ended up voting, and the jury is still out. But the fact is that did she win those elections with this huge margin in these areas largely because of this?
Did this Malda Prime Minister's rally, did that surprise a lot of people in terms of turnout, number of people who came out, or is it the BJP mobilizing their cadre on ground?
BJP has done its share of work on the ground, but Prime Minister's acceptance in places like Bihar has certainly grown. You see the rally that he held in Kolkata, in the capital of the state, just about yesterday. People were left outside the ground because they were not allowed entry beyond a certain point. There was so much of attempt, which many people on ground say that there was an attempt to in fact make people, make situation like that people couldn't reach there. All of these things are something that people will not forget.
There was stone pelting, and the Trinamool Congress talks about Shashi Panja and all of the leaders being attacked. But there was, see, just imagine there was violence or stone pelting outside that brigade parade.
And this is something which people will not accept. For example, Jagan Mohan Reddy did what he did, that something fell on his face, and GVL can throw better light on that. You're the Home Minister of the state, for God's sake. If your people are not safe, how do you expect other people to be safe?
The last time, 2021, it was Mamata Banerjee got injured, and she was she had a cast and she walked around with a cast, and that cast was okay the day the results were announced.
The BJP played it wrong.
I think she was. But she is very good at this.
But you have to give her credit.
No, and BJP also made a mistake by Dilip Ghosh making those unsavory comments. BJP has been feeling
Dilip Ghosh,
Dilip Ghosh made a lot of comments. Dilip Ghosh was also said to be on the sidelines, but now he's back.
See, what's different this time, GVL? Because the Trinamool Congress is no pushover, and multiple times they've been able to show the BJP that they are not pushovers in Bengal. What's different this time?
The same thing was thought about the left front. Everybody thought left front is unshakable.
Correct.
For 25 years, they are going to be in power forever. They also unleashed that reign of terror. Exactly, TMC is a new avatar of the left front, nothing else. So there is a pent-up disenchantment against TMC today. If you go to the ground, people want an alternative. And they see only BJP as an alternative, but they want free and fair elections. This is a demand from people, from ordinary voters. They say we want to vote for you, but we don't want to be victimized. We don't want to be targeted. This is a silent, of all the states that you see in this election, West Bengal will be a very silent election.
Well,
you will have to go to the ground level to hear what is happening.
And women are becoming very smart. Women these days don't tell you who they are voting for.
Who they're voting for. The other part is the BJP present across the 90,000 plus booths in that number for the voter to get that confidence on ground? Because at the Pada level, as they say, at the street level, do you have presence and dominance to give that reassurance? The last time around, they were absent the moment the ballot had been cast. So will people remember that, or has it changed?
Just give you one input on that.
Yeah.
Before the Bihar election counting began, we had all the organizational leaders of the BJP span out to the entire geography of West Bengal. They've been there for the past almost 5 months almost. And these are all organizational people, experts, strengthening party at the grassroots level, preparing booth level committees, and holding mandal level, assembly level meetings has been happening for 4 to 5 months. Therefore, this is a very silent election.
Okay.
You will see the outcome of it.
Let's see that. What I remember,
silent. There will be a lot of.
What I remember, sir, is the last time around when the ballot poll were cast. Within hours of the polls being cast, in fact, even before voting had closed, a lot of the BJP leaders had already decamped from Bengal, and for 48 hours they were not there when those people who worked with the BJP got raped, got looted, they got pushed around, beaten up, and they were made to run through the Pada levels, and they were not there. Now, has that changed? We'll have to wait and watch. Smita Prakash, you'll get more talk time when we come back and we turn our attention down south when we talk about Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, and of course, northeast in Assam. But we're going to take a very short break. Stay with us.
Ramadan Food Festival, the street food festival which is awaited throughout the year by local residents of Dubai, those who are expats. This entire street, if you see, is lit up to welcome those who are out to break their fast, break their roza, and then spend some time with family. But this year, Ramzan is also happening under the shadow of escalation that has happened in Gulf, shadow of fear, and therefore the impact can be seen in this food festival as well. You see, all these stalls which would have been ordinarily open to people are shut. This is one section of the street which has been shut down. Of course, there's crowd on the other side. There is crowd in my backdrop. If you see, there's music that is playing out. There are some family members who have come out. But overall, the sentiment seems to be that this year, the crowd is less than the previous years. And a number of residents are of the view, a number of shopkeepers I spoke to also expressed hope that as the last weekend of Ramzan comes up, perhaps the crowd will start coming out. But so far, the consensus seems to be that the streets are relatively empty, and even the pull of the Ramadan street festival has not managed to pull out as many people from their residences, from their homes, as the shopkeepers here would have wanted.
रमजान का बहुत अंदर है।
इस साल बिजनेस कैसा है? कितने लोग आ रहे हैं?
अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है, पूरा लोग आया था। आई थिंक 10,000 above.
Back live, and let's shift focus to Tamil Nadu, which after Puthanda, 23rd April is when it will go to the ballot. All 234 seats in Tamil Nadu go to the polls on the same day, that is the 23rd of April. And let's quickly take a look at who controls and who holds sway. And will there be a third entry? Will there be a shift away from largely this entire Dravidian narrative between the ADMK and the DMK. This fight has gone on. The BJP, obviously, with the ADMK. The DMK, the last time around, ran away with a huge number. 159 they had, but if you look at the Lok Sabha present assembly to Lok Sabha, they have just further increased their dominance. Edappadi Palaniswamy, many believe, does not invoke that kind of confidence despite him having a certain level of cadre strength. Then also this time around, the ADMK and the BJP did not fight together, they fought separately. Was that the impact? Look at the strength of the DMK. Now, the factor this time around in this election is Vijay and the TVK. How much of a dent will this superstar actually make? His Jananayagan has not yet released. He is trying to make, there is a bit of a change. He has a lot of support among the youth. Many believe that the Dalit Christian vote will also go to him. But will he be able to make a dent significant enough? Is there merit to the kind of vote shares that he and his team are claiming? 10%, 20%, 30%, will it happen? And whose seats will he pinch? From the ADMK, from the DMK? There is talk about him perhaps joining the NDA. Will that really happen? And will that actually add or take away from his own support base? So these are questions. And look at the impact in terms of the Vijay factor. 162 seats of the DMK where there are more than 20% votes. ADMK 91 seats where perhaps there could be some impact that he could make. Let's try and see if this can actually happen, viewers, because Tamil Nadu has a very, very interesting phase. Is there a sentiment in Tamil Nadu again? Look at the battle for the strongholds for the DMK. They are again very, very active and they have a huge number of seats spread across Tamil Nadu where they have a certain level of hold or sway. Hold or sway. Hold or sway. Let's quickly bring our guests in. Smita Prakash, is Tamil Nadu going to have a similar sentiment like Bengal? Is there an undercurrent which perhaps whoever can tap in? Organizational metrics, will that all make a difference? And will the NDA perhaps get some momentum because they have more time in Tamil Nadu? They are the last of the blocks.
No, I think Tamil Nadu is pretty unique, very distinct from what we are seeing in Bengal and what we've seen in the past in Bengal. It looks, on the surface, it looks like a routine Dravidian contest about, AIDMK versus the DMK. But clearly the DMK starts as a front runner. Mr. Stalin, he dominates the state political space. It's not now a question of, who wins out there. But to me, it seems as if how big is the DMK victory margin that is going to be. And of course, all eyes on this new political player, Vijay's party, whether, when he comes in, more about that. But I would just say this wild card in Tamil Nadu, more of an interest for journalists probably than electoral outcomes. I don't think, maybe vote fragmentation will occur, but DMK clearly starts as a favorite and Mr. Stalin goes into the election with the advantage of pro-incumbency and a relatively stable alliance that he's held. The AIDMK BJP equation is a variable, of course, it's always a variable. They've got them together. But it is clear that Dravidian politics still dominates this state, and it is very unique in that respect, which is not something which you are seeing, even though if you see Kerala, you see the LDF, UDF, and you think it's bipolar. But I think Tamil Nadu is unique in itself. Right. So the national implication for the BJP, I would think modest gains in Tamil Nadu will also be good for the BJP NDA. So I just feel that, expanding its footprint, even a minor amount for the BJP will be seen as a significant advantage for them. And you can see Mr. Modi has fronted that fight for the NDA.
Well, he has, but PM does not actually work when it comes to the state assembly. It's about organizational metrics, presence at the booth, and of course the heft that the ADMK have. GVL, why has BJP and the NDA not been able to crack Tamil Nadu?
You'll have to wait for a month to see the results. So it's not that ADMK or NDA has never been in power, never won a majority. In the last election, DMK alliance won with a very significant majority. Therefore, they appear to be formidable. But the reality, I've just returned from Chennai last night. I can tell you, Chennai or people of Tamil Nadu never felt so unsafe as they feel today. Women's crime against women. Last 10 days, there have been several incidents of a 4-year-old, 7-year-old, a 14-year-old, a college student being brutally raped, murdered, abducted, left in the lurch in forest. These are kind of imagery which is not associated with Tamil Nadu, which is a very safe place. 3 days ago, CM Stalin's sister, Kanimoy, she went to her constituency in Tuticorin. She was literally chased. The people, there is a pent-up anger among people. They want accountability from this government. Culprits have not been arrested. Some people who are arrested, the DMK leadership, their youth leaders, they are involved in certain kinds of drug trafficking cases.
Right.
So people of Tamil Nadu, for the first time, I see law and order having become a very big issue. Corruption has always been an issue. In this government also, there are 3 ministers who have been either investigated, arrested, Mr. Nehru.
So will the TVK walk away with the spoils this time because they want a change? Do you see a Punjab-like atmosphere where, you know, Aam Aadmi Party fielded candidates 2 days before in certain constituencies, that person won by 20,000 votes because people didn't want the Rivayati parties. Is that sentiment happening?
No. You see, for a long time, Tamil Nadu, even parties like DMK and ADMK have found it is not possible to fight elections alone and win. They have always strategized to put together a coalition and then try and get a majority of their own, fighting in an alliance. This has been the strategy.
Correct,
so
because DMK on its own does not get more than 25%, 27%.
Correct, that's why Tamil Nadu is an alliance state. No single party can win elections on its own or even can make a big splash. So it can be a new party on the horizon, can make an impact, but cannot afford to be, win large number of seats. That is impractical.
But will EPS agree to Vijay as the chief ministerial face?
Well, the conversations certainly have been on from the fact that Vijay first wanted to become the CM face. We are told he's climbed down to becoming the deputy CM face right now. And a lot of talks are doing the rounds whether which way Vijay will really go, whether he'll get those number of seats. He was initially asking for 80 seats. He's been asked to climb down. Some leaders are talking to Vijay is what we're given to understand. But, you know, will that cookie finally be baked? That remains to be seen because you never really know. Because, see, Vijay is also feeling the heat on one front. The DMK is climbing down his, is moving down his throat. At the same time, the comments that unsavory comments that he made about his ex-wife, that is also being, you know, put against him. The DMK is making full use of that. So, Vijay has a lot to think. But can he actually ally with the AIDMK and the BJP? What happens to the Christian votes? What happens to the youth? There are huge fan following, you know, for Vijay amongst the youth and the women. 48 hours or 72 hours is max when you will know what is going to happen.
I think if he's not...
she's actually given us a big headline. That means there is an alliance happening.
तभी तो Tamil Nadu का CEC नहीं हुआ है अभी तक.
Vijay is in Delhi. Even as we speak, of course, he's coming from the CBI.
Coming to Sumant, 1 second. Yes, Pallavi.
No, I think I just forgot what I was about to tell you. But
okay, moment you remember, we'll come back to you. Yes, Sumant Raman.
Yeah, Anand, a couple of days back, TV had their district secretary
all this while
meeting. They now are smelling the coffee that they are not actually going to win, to sort of motivate the people to actually stand. So I think that there is a real problem for the TVK because all along Vijay had created the impression that, you know, parties would queue up to come in for an alliance. Now they find that they are all alone. Not a single party has come for an alliance. And till 2 weeks ago, they kept saying Congress will come. The second, so if the TVK signs up with an NDA, write it down, it will be a sweep. Okay? DMK combined will not be able to manage if the TVK. Will he sign up with the NDA? That's $1 million question. We don't know the answer to that. Second, there is a massive amount of anti-incumbency at the ground level against the local MLA and functionaries of the DMK. Mr. Stalin is single-handedly sort of fighting the negative image of his party MLAs, and the whole, he's trying to make it as much as a personalized kind of a battle where he says, you know, do you want me back? Which people definitely would look at more positively than if he went to them and said, would you want the DMK back? In which case the answer would almost surely be no. So the point is, this battle is going to be decided to a large extent based on this decision of Vijay.
Right.
Every single survey shows him at least polling double digits. If that double digits comes on to the NDA side, they will win comfortably.
Right. So is this sentiment that Stalin tujhse bair nahi par DMK teri khair nahi? Is that kind of brewing against the party itself? Is something Smita Prakash, and then
They will take objection to such.
No, I'm just saying that's a sentiment. I've got huge respect. No, he's a powerful. No, I don't think that's a problem. Everybody understands, and in Tamil Nadu, more people are speaking Hindi than some of the neighboring states. That's what's happening because they realize the importance. But there are also more people who are trying to speak Tamil across the country than it was in the past. Yes, Smita Prakash.
Yeah, so that line is obviously you've taken from Vasundhara's and Rajasthan situation.
Yes.
But coming to Vijay, enormous fan base, nobody doubts that. But electoral conversion, it's unproven. And fan networks in Tamil Nadu, will that convert? They don't necessarily convert into vote banks. It has in the past, but it takes time. And getting the first election for any of these film stars is more about visibility. But elections is about building cadre. There is credibility that you need to bring, and not just immediate power doesn't come straight away. So I think Vijay will have to. He will become more of a vote breaker or an alliance breaker rather than an alliance maker or a king maker at this stage. Right. So he will just bring in mobilization of crowds. But will that translate into votes? It's too soon. Within 1 month to expect so much out of him, my gut instinct tells me that not possible.
Did you recall what you wanted to say?
Well, I think the DMK is, if the rise of Vijay hurts the DMK, and the interesting part is that within the DMK Congress alliance, the Congress at one point of time was wooing, they still are. The Rahul Gandhi calling up Vijay after a Karur stampede did not make the DMK happy. That is because for Congress party it's very important to win Kerala. They've done an internal calculation where they feel that the famous Vijay fan club can get them those young voters, especially in the urban areas, Thiruvananthapuram and all those voters. But this is not making the DMK happy. So, that is also another problem.
But now they've gone into an alliance with the DMK, so all these messaging and all
they started with this 45 seats pe ladenge, and now they've agreed to around 30.
Should not happen. But Kerala, interesting that Pallavi Ghosh says it's important for the Congress to win Kerala. Kerala, 140 seats, 9th of April. We'll talk about that when we come back after a short break. Stay with us.
Ramadan Food Festival, the street food festival which is awaited throughout the year by local residents of Dubai, those who are expats. This entire street, if you see, is lit up to welcome those who are out to break their fast, break their roza, and then spend some time with family. But this year, Ramzan is also happening under the shadow of escalation that has happened in Gulf, shadow of fear, and therefore the impact can be seen in this food festival as well. You see, all these stalls which would have been ordinarily open to people are shut. This is one section of the street which has been shut down. Of course, there's crowd on the other side. There is crowd in my backdrop. If you see, there's music that is playing out. There are some family members who have come out. But overall, the sentiment seems to be that this year, the crowd is less than the previous years. And a number of residents are of the view, a number of shopkeepers I spoke to also expressed hope that as the last weekend of Ramzan comes up, perhaps the crowd will start coming out. But so far, the consensus seems to be that the streets are relatively empty, and even the pull of the Ramadan street festival has not managed to pull out as many people from their residences, from their homes, as the shopkeepers here would have wanted.
जाना चाहूँ
3 साल से और हर साल रमजान पे ऐसा काउंटर लगाते हैं हर साल रमजान के वक्त आप लोग ऐसा स्ट्रीट पे काउंटर लगाते हैं
हाँ रमजान का बहुत अंदर है
इस साल बिजनेस कैसा है कितने लोग आ रहे हैं
अच्छा है बहुत अच्छा है पूरा लोग आया था आई थिंक 10,000 above
10,000 and above so compared to previous year पहले साल ज़्यादा आते थे
हाँ पहले ज़्यादा है अभी साल है ना ये वार चलेगा ना तो इसीलिए थोड़ा कमती है
कैसा चल रहा है बिजनेस
अच्छा है
अच्छा है हर साल जितना भीड़ आता है उतना भीड़ आ रहा है
Back live with the poll dates, 4th of May. That's when the verdict will be declared across these 5 regions that include Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and of course West Bengal. And these are the dates, 23rd and 29th, 2 phases in Bengal. All other states are single phases, 23rd for Tamil Nadu, 9th of April for Assam, Kerala and Puducherry. Let's quickly now take this away and then bring back the state that is God's own country where many people believe God only knows what is going to happen. Why? Because the last time around, the left swept away the hold that Pinarayi Vijayan has. Many believe that the central leadership of the BJP is happy keeping the left there and keeping the Congress left out of the state. Now, this time around, will that be different? Because of the civic body polls, there was some momentum. Will that happen? Listen, look at the projections. 140 seats in Kerala. The UDF had 99, 16 to the LDF. This is during the Lok Sabha elections. Is there a shift in momentum or will Pinarayi Vijayan win it back again? That's the big story. Swing this way or that. That's the big story. Now, let's quickly ask our guest. Sumant Raman, your thoughts on Kerala? Is Pinarayi Vijayan taking it? Because Pallavi Ghosh said this is the most critical state for the Congress. The Congress cannot afford to lose this time around.
Yeah, I agree that the Congress cannot afford to lose this. Last time itself, it's very rare that Kerala votes the incumbent government back to power. And last time when the Congress lost, there was a lot of soul searching that happened. This time, it is sort of tailor-made for the Congress to win. I mean, this election is for the Congress to lose, actually. So the bottom line is very simple. The local body elections had about a 5.5% gap between the UDF and the LDF. So the UDF was ahead. It was not able to make much of
Sumant, we got a very poor line through with you. We'll try and sort that out. Smita Prakash? He said soul searching for the Congress. Right now they're searching for leaders.
So I think
it's in disarray there at the state level, Congress party.
So the first time elections being held in the state under the new name, Kerala. It's politically unique because it remains the only state governed by the left. So even international attention comes on this, that it's the unique left-ruled state which is still there. Left politics still is interesting takes which happens out there. But the key question in this one is whether the LDF under Pinarayi Vijayan can break Kerala's long tradition of alternating governments. So if the left wins again, it would be a rare political continuity in the state, which, the people there, anti-incumbency is a given every time. So it's also interesting because everybody wants to see why is it that the left survives in Kerala. It's always been fascinating to me, because it's embedded in the culture of Kerala. It's like so uniquely capitalistic, but yet the trade unions, the social reform movements, the political system, it's kept it electorally alive and viable for decades together. So it's an interesting situation out there. LDF, UDF, what happens will be interesting to see whether Kerala breaks its historic cycle. And of course, everybody wants to see what Pinarayi Vijayan's legacy election this is going to be, whether he still has a hold among the people that he's held so far.
This is also a state of alliances, but maximum number of, in terms of density of area, maximum number of RSS shakhas, but no BJP ever. What is this whole story?
No, I think if you go to the one thing that really surprises you, from Delhi, you may think this is the first election that we have won in Thiruvananthapuram Corporation. But you go to any district, any municipality in Kerala, you will find a representation of the BJP, which you may not find in a state like Tamil Nadu. But Kerala, there is a presence right at the grassroots level. But the duality of politics of LDF and UDF, and more or less committed vote base of the two alliances. Let me say this, the vote shifts don't happen much between two elections, 2%, 3% swings, unlike in a state like Tamil Nadu or Andhra where 20% swing can happen from one side to the other. But last election was it an aberration, a repeat victory for Pinarayi Vijayan for the left front? Was it an aberration? Or has Kerala politics also is going through a churn? If that is true, you will see certainly BJP emerging as a third significant force in this election, because people find there is some kind of adjustment politics. This is what they call in Kerala. If they see BJP candidate winning somewhere, the left and the UDF, LDF will come together to defeat BJP. This has happened many times in the past. But today I see a general public urge to look for a third alternative. So there will be, in all probability, a three-cornered election.
See, if it is a three-cornered election, then Congress tends to gain. That could also happen. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Congress stands to gain, and for Congress, it's a do or die election. I mean, it will be hugely embarrassing. I mean, all the top-notch leaders are from Kerala. You have made up with Shashi Tharoor, despite the fact that he clearly made those comments which the Gandhis were not happy about, only because you don't want to leave anything to chance. Actually, frankly speaking, after the results are out, I want to see what happens to Shashi Tharoor.
I'm just going to add that there is a lot of joke that goes around in the political circles, especially in the opposition, that there are two candidates for the CM. One is Shashi Tharoor and the other is KC Venugopal.
What Tharoor was made to say this, that I don't want to be a CM.
नहीं, so एक को बना करके आप उसको बचा लोगे ताकि वो बीजेपी में न जाए, और दूसरे को अगर बना दोगे तो पार्टी बच जाएगी. That's the
party बच जाएगी. अच्छा, we got limited time, so we'll quickly talk. Yes, Sumantraman, 30 seconds only I can give you, because I need to give 2 minutes to Assam, and that will be dominated by Payal Mehta. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, Anand, the key point is they have V.D. Satishan, who's the state president of the Congress. And multiple polls, opinion polls have shown that he is the preferred choice. Now, you can't just, brush him aside because he doesn't look chief ministerial. So you can't just pilot KC Venugopal in from Delhi. So the biggest problem that the Congress has is that there is no chief ministerial face. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is ailing. He is in his 80s, but still he is a chief ministerial face for the LDF.
Right.
So there is a problem for the UDF. But
correct. So UDF has leadership problems. I have to cut you because Assam, we can't ignore Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma and his leadership. They seem very, very comfortably placed, Payal.
Yes, you are looking at the Assam election, the third election that the BJP is looking to win, the first time around that any other party apart from Congress will be looking at winning. Himanta Biswa Sarma has completely turned around things as far as work is concerned, as far as development is concerned. He wears his Hindutva card on his sleeve. He makes no bones about it. You can see his hands have been scratched multiple times because of the kind of popularity that he enjoys between women and the young as well. That is Himanta Biswa Sarma, and it's going to be his biggest test right now, because in 2016 the Assam elections were fought under Sarbananda Sonowal's leadership. Then 2021 we didn't know who would become the CM, but this is Himanta Biswa Sarma's test and his election.
Right, 90 to 95 seats is the expectation. Will you be able to meet that expectation?
Certainly better than last time, because with every election, because we've seen how Haryana, it has now become a pattern for the BJP. A two-time victory, we don't take it for granted. A third-time victory is inevitably, we are working towards it. We don't expect people to really bring us back to power. We do everything possible in terms of governance, double engine sarkar. These are all the states which have come to power around the same time when we came to power in Delhi, when Prime Minister Modi ji took over. And they have received the benefits of a double engine government. Like Maharashtra, like Haryana, you will see a three-time victory in in Assam and with a bigger tally. I won't put a number to it, but certainly
So
a bigger
this putting, I got to wind up viewers, but this putting number they have stopped ever since that 400 par did not work for the NDA, and I think that is political parties learning the lesson. It is good.
No, we didn't put any numbers in UP 2017, 2022 also. The BJP guys are more careful.
This 400 par number, every time the number was put, it has not worked for the BJP, where they say we'll work hard and we'll try and deliver and work the poll machinations and say we'll get good numbers. That's what they said. Everybody, including the Chanakya from the BJP, has stopped that. He just talks about prayer but never puts absolute numbers. Perhaps lesson well learned. That's all we have time for. Thank you to all our guests, and it's of course the battle for the states, the one stop where you can watch the entire poll coverage. He's here at CNN News 18. Thank you to all. Namaste.
All 126 assembly constituencies for Assam, the polling shall be just in one phase, and the polling shall take place on 9th of April, Thursday, 2026. The counting shall be on 4th of May. All 140 assembly constituencies of Kerala shall also go for polling on 9th April, that is Thursday, and counting shall be on the same day, that is 4th May 2026. Puducherry also will go along with Assam and Kerala. The date of poll is 9th April and the counting will be 4th of May. Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, all 234 assembly constituencies will go for poll on 23rd of April in one phase, and the counting shall be on the same day for all the 5 states/UT, that is 4th of May 2026. West Bengal. West Bengal, the 294 assembly constituencies, the polling shall be held in 2 phases. In the first phase, 152, and the second phase, 142. The date of poll shall be 23rd of April and 29th of April.
Good evening and a warm welcome. I'm Griha Atul and you're watching CNN News 18. It is the battle of the states that is beginning this April, and the poll dates have just been announced. We'll tell you all about that as we have been all through the day today. But let's first begin with the headlines. Election Commission announces the poll dates for the states of Bengal, Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and the Union Territory of Puducherry. Polls to kick off on April 9th in 3 states. Final phase of polling in Bengal on the 29th of April. Poll results for the assembly polls to be announced on May 4th. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar says poll officers to ensure timely updates after every round of counting. Election Commission says there will be zero tolerance for poll-linked violence and all officers have been instructed to strictly enforce rule of law. Social media to be strictly monitored for divisive posts and fake news. After a marathon 8-phase election in Bengal in 2021, poll panel announces the shortest 2-phase polls in the state. First phase of polling on 23rd of April, second and final phase on the 29th. Poll panel chief emphasizes on pure voter rolls being the bedrock of democracy, says SIR exercise ensured no illegal voters included in the list, also assures compliance with court directives on supplementary list. So let's now take a look at the states, the poll dates that have been announced, along with the Union Territory of Puducherry. So those poll dates have now been made public, and that was the long wait on what will be the days exactly. 4th of May is when the results really come out. So let's first take a look at what are we looking at as far as all the respective states and the Union Territory of Puducherry is concerned. So this is what we have for our viewers. As far as May 4th, Monday, is when the verdict gets announced. So that's the big day, of course. And if we take a look at the phase 1 in the state of West Bengal, remember the first time, and this is rather historic, because in 2021, assembly elections in the state of West Bengal saw 8 phases. To 2 phases is rather truncated as far as the elections goes. So this is what is happening. Phase 1, 152 seats, April 23rd is the date that has been announced. Phase 2, 442 seats, April 29. This is the second and the final phase as far as West Bengal goes. If we take a look further and take a look at the state of Assam, 126 seats, all of them go to poll on the 9th of April. So that's the single phase elections as far as Assam goes. So this is what we have, and this is not the only state which has a single phase. There is another one, that is Tamil Nadu, where we are looking at 234 seats. They go to polls in one phase on the 23rd of April, along with the first phase of polling in the state of West Bengal. So that's for Tamil Nadu. As far as Kerala, another single phase polling, that too on April 9th. 140 seats go to polls on the 9th of April. So along with Assam, Kerala also votes on the 9th of April. Along with first phase of Bengal on the 23rd is when Tamil Nadu also votes. If we take a look at the Union Territory of Puducherry, that too with 30 seats is going to polls on the 9th of April, along with Assam and Kerala. So this is what we are looking at as far as the poll dates are concerned. I've also broken down the number of seats that we are looking at as far as the polling for these 5 big states, including the one Union Territory, is concerned. Now let's take a look at these 5 states. We are roughly taking into account 824 seats. And here's the tally, ladies and gentlemen. Can BJP increase its tally? Because out of these 5 states, India bloc parties, out of the 824, are on 581 seats. We are talking about Congress strongholds like Kerala, whether or not it can, in fact, because this will get down to existential for the Congress party. Can it go ahead and get Kerala is something will be the big question from Pinarayi Vijayan's 1-decade rule in the state is the big concern. Remember, Rahul Gandhi has been given the charge for the state of Kerala and not Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. So that's another key point. NDA is on 243. So will BJP, along with its alliance partners, will be able to increase its tally? Because there are so many permutations, combinations that are at play, particularly in the state of Tamil Nadu. Whether or not we are looking at a prospective alliance with Vijay's party, with TVK, will decide the fate of NDA in Tamil Nadu. Will they be able to open as far as their score in Tamil Nadu is concerned with that big alliance is also now the moot question that we will continue to ask. Let's now take a look at some more piece of breaking news that we are getting on the broadcast. This is coming in from the state of West Bengal. We are learning that the Trinamool Congress has said that it is ready for every challenge possible that is thrown at it by the Election Commission of India. So this time they in fact have paraphrased this as a challenge that the ECI is throwing at Trinamool Congress in West Bengal. This is what they've termed this poll date announcement by the Chief Election Commissioner as. The party also has said that every election is a challenge and also urged the ECI to ensure, in line with the Supreme Court's direction, that there is an error-free voter list, including all valid voters in the state. Meanwhile, we are also learning that the BJP has predicted victory for the party, and they have said that whether the election is held in 2 phases or 7, it is confident of victory in West Bengal. Let's look at this conversation that my colleague Kamalika Sen Gupta has had with Jay Prakash.
We have with us Jay Prakash Majumdar of Trinamool Congress. 2 phases from 8 phases. What's your reaction?
It's all right, okay. कोई बात नहीं. We are ready for any sort of challenges put up by the election
Do you
commission.
feel 2 phases is a challenge?
Any election is a challenge, whether it is done in 7 or 8 phases or in 1 phases. It's a question that election should be peaceful and fair, and the point is that they should make election commission, while announcing today the 2 phases election in West Bengal, they also should make sure that there, as per the direction of Supreme Court, there should be a error-free voter list which will be inclusive of all valid voters. This is the task of election commission right now.
61 lakh adjudicated. What do you have to say
They
on
have to
that?
complete it. It's a Supreme Court directives. They have to complete it, and not a single eligible voter should be kept out of the voter list.
निष्पक्ष चुनाव कराना, इंटिमिडेशन और वायलेंस को दूर रखकर चुनाव कराना, ये चुनाव आयोग का दायित्व बनता है। और पूरा पश्चिम बंगाल वासियों को एक फ्लॉलेस वोटर लिस्ट उपलब्ध कराने का दायित्व भी चुनाव आयोग का ऊपर आता है। चुनाव आयोग का ये फैसला को हम लोग स्वागत करते हैं और हम लोग विश्वास करते हैं, एक दफा हो या 7 दफा हो, पश्चिम बंगाल की जनता ये ठान लिया है जो तृणमूल कांग्रेस को विसर्जन देके रहे।
And Kamalika now joins me on the broadcast. Kamalika, 2 separate set of versions that are coming in from the Trinamool Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party. BJP rather confident of winning this time in the state of West Bengal. But if that were to be the case, this is an existential problem for Trinamool Congress, because Bengal is the only state where it is really working out of, functioning out of, and is in power. The kind of sentiments that have come to fore through that chat that you also had with Mr. Jay Prakash, they're calling this as a challenge that has been thrown against them by the ECI.
See, definitely with the 15 years of anti-incumbency there, which is there on the government, they have to fight that. But at the same time, what the Trinamool Congress will be showcasing is what the doles they are giving now. What the doles are there, the Lakshmi Bhandar, they have increased in 500. They have come up with this new scheme, Jubo Shati, which is 1500. Also, today, just before the election was declared, Mamata Banerjee came up with the tweet by stating that the area DAs will be given to government employees, and let me tell you that the government employees was very much unhappy with the Trinamool Congress, and they also did a strike. Also, there is a 500 increase in the Muajjim and the Purohits remuneration, that generally an honorarium that is given to them. But having said that, the anti-incumbency is there, the demographic change is a factor, and on the top of that, West Bengal's law and order is definitely a question. So all these things, and the SIR deletion and the adjudication, more of the deletion, adjudication is a big thing which the Trinamool has to fight on, because near about 61 lakh voters, names who are adjudicated voters, are from Murshidabad, Malda, North 24 Pargana, South 24 Pargana. Now these are the core vote bank area of Trinamool Congress, the minority vote bank of Murshidabad, Malda. You know, if there some amount of names get deleted from that means that the voters of Trinamool Congress will be deleted. That is something which is their concern, and that's why they have stressing on that point, that before the election, this adjudicated cases should be resolved and should be reviewed and resolved. So that is one thing. But on the other hand, if we see BJP, right now where I'm standing, BJP is having a very important meeting inside, and all the senior leaders are there. They are focusing on micro level campaign this time, and what my sources tell me, that within 48 hours both BJP and Trinamool Congress election candidate list will come out, and the BJP this time is more micro. And the fact is, yesterday there was a huge crowd in Brigade when Narendra Modi came and he set the tune of the election. That is which is concerning in the Trinamool insiders, but on camera they are saying that, you know, this type of brigades also left us, but they come up with 0. But the point is, BJP this time is far ahead of what BJP was in 2021. BJP has Shashaktikaran in the booth. So we'll have to really see. This is a Kaante ka takkar, and one point which needs to be stressed is 2 phases. Let me tell you, we are very happy because we don't want to travel 8 phases. For journalists, it's a very good thing. But for 2 phases, law and order is definitely, even in a small municipal polls in Bengal, we see huge violence. You know, that's the question. What's going to happen as far as this
Kamalika,
law and order
while you mention
is
about
concerned.
that, when
So
it is about the 2021 assembly elections in the state of West Bengal, it was almost violence-free, even in those 8 phases. So how are they ensuring that what we have seen so far as these rampant exercises in West Bengal are concerned, that there is no violence as far as these 2 crucial election phases are concerned? Anything that you're learning of from the administration, from TMC for that matter itself, on this?
See, this is absolute the responsibility of Election Commission, obviously, so that it's a violence-free thing. I am getting 2 versions. One is that the Election Commission for the last 5 months have really planned on this election. And they really have a plan through which this will be free and fair.
Kamalika, I'm really sorry. Let me take this piece of breaking news. I'll come back to you in just a bit. But this is what we are getting for our viewers. So after Mamata Banerjee has announced DA areas to be given to the government staff, BJP's Amit Malviya has hit out at TMC saying that promise of DA areas from March 2026 onwards, after years of denying dues, is nothing more than a cruel joke. So that is the response that has come in. A slight dig at the Trinamool Congress by the Bharatiya Janata Party. My colleague Arun Dhanta with all of those details. Arun, it's not just the areas, it was also the increase of 500 rupees for the Purohits and the Muezzins that has been announced right before the poll date announcement was supposed to take place today by the CEC. And now this, which the BJP is now taking a dig against.
Well, that's right. And therefore, you see this post of Amit Malviya. He's also co-in charge of BJP for West Bengal, saying that now since the Supreme Court has given that order to Mamata Banerjee government to pay that DA which has been pending, the areas which now TMC is promising to pay. But BJP is saying that it's just a false promise yet again being made by Mamata Banerjee and TMC. He's also adding this here that when BJP will form the government in West Bengal, within 45 days of coming into government, they will be implementing 7th pay commission in the state. Remember that this is something which BJP has been speaking very highly about. Even last time around in 2021, in their election manifesto, this thing was there. Home Minister Amit Shah had spoken about this, that they will bring 7th pay commission in West Bengal. And now again, this BJP thinks is going to be a big issue, big cat issue there in West Bengal. And therefore, again, this matter is being raised that within 45 days after forming the government of the BJP in West Bengal, they will be bringing people of West Bengal in the government sector at parity with that 7th pay commission. So now you'll be seeing today, of course, dates are announced. More such attacks and counter-attacks will be coming in West Bengal, as we've been discussing this, Griya, earlier, that West Bengal is a very important state.
Come back
for
to you in just a bit.
BJP.
We have some more breaking news we are getting on the broadcast. We are learning that the CPM has finalized a massive slate of 86 candidates for the upcoming elections. The party has opted to retain a large number of incumbent MLAs, and also Party Supremo and incumbent Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan will again contest from Dharmadam, a seat he currently holds with strong support. So big developments are already coming in as far as Kerala is concerned. CPM finalizing 86 candidates for the upcoming elections, and we are also now learning that the incumbent Chief Minister, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, is going to be sticking with his bastion. Let me, in fact, get in some more details as far as reactions are concerned. Let's take a look.
Mr. Rahim, the announcements have come. The dates, ECI has said it's April 9th. Your party has also announced your candidates and the campaign has kick-started. How's the mood?
So very good move, because we could announce our old candidates now itself. On-time announcement. It will reflect in the election also. So all are happy. We are all happy, and no doubt we will win again. And third consecutive term of Pinarayi Vijayan government will happen.
So, do you think it's a little short on time because by 9th of April, the candidates, the state is going to polls?
But as far as LDF is concerned, we were planned. We planned, and we are ready. So, a couple of months back, LDF completed our whole election preparations. So we are ready. So time is not a concern for us.
നിയമസഭാ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പ് പ്രഖ്യാപിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഈ ദുർഭരണം അവസാനിക്കാൻ ഇനി 26 ദിവസം മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. കേരളം കാത്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഈ ദുർഭരണത്തിന് അന്ത്യം കുറിച്ച് കേരളത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ ഒരു പുതുയുഗ പിറവിക്ക് തുടക്കമിടും. ഞങ്ങൾ പൂർണ്ണമായ പ്രതീക്ഷയോടുകൂടി, നിറഞ്ഞ ആത്മവിശ്വാസത്തോടുകൂടി ടീം UDF ഈ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പിനെ നേരിടുകയാണ്. 100-ലധികം സീറ്റുമായി കേരളത്തിൽ ടീം UDF അധികാരത്തിലേക്ക് തിരിച്ചുവരും എന്നതാണ് ഞങ്ങളുടെ വിശ്വാസം.
Let me take this across to my colleague Neetu Regukumar, who's now with us on the broadcast. Neetu, very, very confident UDF already, and we are also learning that CPM is out with the candidate list. So they already all set for elections that have just been announced, the date at least.
Correct. The CPM State Secretary earlier has also said that within an hour of the election dates coming, we are ready to announce our candidates, and that is exactly what happened today. CPIM is contesting in 86 seats out of the 140. The rest are for their allies. CPI contesting another 25, and the other allies are contesting the other seats. Now, as far as the 86 seats of the CPIM is concerned, they have announced the candidates for 81 of them, and in 5 seats, it will basically be independent. Like in the Palakkad seat, they have not announced their candidate, and it looks like they're waiting to see who the UDF candidate will be, at least in some of these constituencies. So only in 5 constituencies they are yet to announce their candidates. And CPI has also made the announcement has made the announcement of who their candidates will be in the 25 constituencies that they are contesting. The elections immediately after the announcement has been made, the CPM and CPI has come out with their list. The Congress will also be coming out with their list soon. We have seen that earlier the Congress had been discussing the seat sharing, and the discussions were on much earlier than what we had seen in the previous elections. We had seen a kind of unity among the leaders, but towards the end we have seen that many of the MPs had come out seeking that they want to contest, or at least some of them wanted to contest in the assembly elections. There were many posters that were put up outside the KPCC office itself. So this kind of a fighting had come out in the open, but as V.D. Satishan, the opposition leader, right now what he said after the dates announcement has come is that Team UDF is going ahead and they will end this LDF government. For them, it is a do or die battle for the Congress, because for the past 10 years they have not been in power in the state of Kerala, and Pinarayi Vijayan had created history by coming back with a historic mandate with about 100 seats, but now it's only 99 and 41 for the UDF. For the BJP also, they are hoping not just to increase their vote share but to also have seats, because in the last assembly elections the BJP don't have a single seat in the 140
Absolutely,
member assembly.
Congress has a lot of answering to do, and that's why possibly we see Pinarayi Vijayan, leaders like Pinarayi Vijayan sticking to their bastion. In this case, he is going to be contesting from his stronghold. Thank you so much for that, Neetu. Let's get in a quick word on Tamil Nadu, because one of the most interesting contests comes in from the state of Tamil Nadu. My colleague Purnima will be joining me shortly to help us understand this better, because Purnima, so much is now being said about the Vijay factor. From pitting himself as the king to now possibly taking the role of a kingmaker. Is that what it is going down to be? Because from what we are learning, he possibly is going to be joining hands with the BJP, AI, ADMK combined, with the reward of him getting the chief ministerial position. Is that true?
Well,
Well, so far, TVK on the record maintains that they are an alternative to both the Dravidian parties, and we've always seen the Dravidian rule Tamil Nadu, but this time he's been seen as an alternative till now. But sources off the record from both the BJP and the TVK say that the negotiations continue. Yes, there are some terms and conditions that they've put forth. Remember, Vijay has always had chief ministerial ambitions, but the NDA making it clear that the chief ministerial face for the NDA is going to be Edappadi Palaniswamy. Whether he will be able to accept the offer of Deputy Chief Minister's post if they are voted to power, and whether he will be able to secure a minimum of 40 to 50 seats. Will the AIADMK be able to give them that? All eyes on whether ADMK is ready to accept that offer. But at the moment, negotiations continue, and now that Tamil Nadu goes to polls on the 23rd, we still have time. So the next 1 week is crucial as far as NDA alliances go, and whether TVK will fight it alone or whether they will join hands with the NDA next 2 to 3 days.
Right, thank you so much for that, Poonima. We'll keep coming back to you because it's an interesting contest that is going to begin on the 23rd of April as far as Tamil Nadu goes. We are getting some more breaking news now. Now, conspiracy theories attacking the Election Commission, all of that has already begun, this time from Opposition India bloc, particularly the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. Now we are learning Congress has accused BJP and the Election Commission of collusion, while Akhilesh Yadav has urged the Election Commission to ensure free, fair and impartial elections.
ये जो जुगलबंदी चल रही है चुनाव आयोग की भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ, ये पूरा देश देख रहा है। लेकिन ये कितनी ही जुगलबंदी कर लें, कुछ भी कर लें, आसाम के लोग मन बना चुके हैं कि वो इस बार परिवर्तन के लिए वोट कर रहे हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी पहली पार्टी है जिसने अपनी बहुत सीटें घोषित कर दी हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी अभी नहीं कर पाई है, तो हम समय से भी पहले अपनी लिस्ट डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं।
चुनाव आयोग ये भी भरोसा दिलाए कि निष्पक्ष चुनाव होगा और कहीं भी किसी के साथ भेदभाव नहीं होगा, क्योंकि बहुत सारी उंगलियां चुनाव आयोग पे उठी है। ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी है, उनकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि उनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी पर कोई सवाल न खड़ा करें।
With that, we go into a very short break. News and updates and everything that you want to know about these 5-state electoral battle, all of it here on CNN News 18. Stay tuned.
All 126 assembly constituencies for Assam, the polling shall be just in one phase, and the polling shall take place on 9th of April, Thursday, 2026. The counting shall be on 4th of May. All 140 assembly constituencies of Kerala shall also go for polling on 9th April, that is Thursday, and counting shall be on the same day, that is 4th May 2026. Puducherry also will go along with Assam and Kerala. The date of poll is 9th April and the counting will be 4th of May.
Welcome back. Let's now get you some more breaking news on the broadcast. We're learning that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written a letter to Lok Sabha Speaker Mr. Om Birla after that no confidence motion was moved against him, which got defeated by the House. Prime Minister Modi, in that note of his, has called the motion a political move. And he's also said that there must be a difference between disagreement and disrespect. To this, Om Birla has praised the Prime Minister and said that the letter reflects an unwavering commitment to the rules, to the traditions and ethical values that underpin India's parliamentary democracy. So remember, there was a no confidence motion that was passed by the opposition bloc against the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. That motion was defeated, and after the defeat of the motion and after the reinstatement of the Speaker in the House, remember, he'd taken that self-imposed exile of not being party to the proceedings of the House. Still, there is a decision that comes to fore on this no confidence motion that's been launched against him. Now this letter of appreciation by the Prime Minister and a response by Om Birla. My colleague Payal Mehta with all of those details. Yes, Payal.
Well, a very important communication coming to the fore with the Prime Minister having written to Om Birla, lauding his efforts, lauding his patience as far as these allegations were concerned against him. Remember, Om Birla did not take office from the 4th of February until the 10th of March when the proceedings were discharged against him. Essentially said that he went, by the rules of the game, and he did not, in fact, do favoritism or anything of that sort. And that is completely, very, very good ethics and very, very good behavior of the Lok Sabha Speaker. That's something which the Prime Minister said to Om Birla, the Lok Sabha Speaker, and he was, of course, replied back in equal respect, saying that he really appreciated these comments coming in from the Prime Minister.
Right, Payal, thank you so much for all of those details. So a letter of appreciation by the Prime Minister and a response that we are bringing to fore by the Lok Sabha Speaker, Mr. Om Birla. We're getting some more breaking news now, and this is to do with the Karur Stampede case. Now we are learning that Vijay, the TVK chief, has left the CBI headquarters after being questioned in the Stampede case. These are the visuals of Vijay leaving the CBI HQ after the questioning was over. These are live visuals that we are bringing to you. Remember, he comes out of the CBI headquarters and stands atop that vehicle of his, waves to the fans waiting. He seems to be rather relieved after that questioning. At least that is what the body language seems to suggest. Greeting his fans with the wave and a namaste. And he's just left the CBI headquarters. Hours of questioning that began early today, and it has just gotten over. Remember, there were too many fingers that were raised after the Karur Stampede tragedy that occurred in the state of Tamil Nadu at one of the Saturday Sabhas of Vijay that had resulted in lives that were lost because of asphyxia and the kind of tragedy that happened that included children also. Now Vijay coming out of the CBI headquarters. My colleague Purnima Murli with all of those details. Purnima, we can only speak about the body language at the moment because this is after hours of questioning. Vijay is leaving, but he seems rather content. At least that is what is being suggested through that wave and greeting his fans who seem to be waiting out of the CBI headquarters.
Absolutely. In fact, Vijay and the TVK have time and again maintained and alleged that it's a conspiracy because of which the Karur Stampede took place in the first place. And the line of questioning from the CBI was, why was there a delay of over 6 to 7 hours? Why did Vijay come late? Why wasn't it communicated to the people? Because it was a hot day. People started queuing up as early as 9 a.m. and they were waiting till about 6:30, and there was no water. So all these were also asked. The CBI is now trying to get evidence of the claims made by TVK on the conspiracy theories, asking for evidence. Whether CBI will be able to get information and plan the sequence of events that led to the Karur Stampede, we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. 8 hours of questioning that the CBI put Vijay through, and right now he's just come out of the CBI headquarters. Purnima, thank you so much for all of those inputs. On that note, I go into a very short break. Thank you so much for watching.
All 126 assembly constituencies for Assam, the polling shall be just in one phase, and the polling shall take place on 9th of April, Thursday, 2026. The counting shall be on 4th of May. All 140 assembly constituencies of Kerala shall also go for polling on 9th April, that is Thursday, and counting shall be on the same day, that is 4th May 2026. Puducherry also will go along with Assam and Kerala. The date of poll is 9th April and the counting will be 4th of May. Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, all 234 assembly constituencies will go for poll on 23rd of April in one phase, and the counting shall be on the same day for all the 5 states/UT, that is 4th of May 2026.
More than 12,000 lives have been lost in Naxal violence in the last 2 decades. Metal roads turned out to be biggest enemies of forces because IEDs would be placed under such roads. Bomb detection squads, metal detectors, dog squad, everything was pressed into service. But the real change started coming around in 2025. A deadline was set for March 31st, 2026. But how was that deadline really achieved? How did more than 350 Naxals surrender? How did more than 2,500 of CPI Maoists, top cadres, give up their arms and decide to join the mainstream? Over the next 30 minutes, we try and capture the defining moments in this fight against Naxalism. Exclusive interviews coming up with the Maoist ideologues and ground level troops to understand how India is being made Naxal free. March 31st, 2026 was a deadline set by Union Home Minister Amit Shah to rid India of Naxal violence, and we are now very close to achieving that deadline. One of the key points where you could see India achieving that fight against Naxalism, achieving that deadline that Home Minister has said, was the surrender of a man who is considered the ideological head of CPI Maoists. Malojula Venugopal Rao alias Bhupati is here speaking to us. आपने कुछ महीनों पहले सरेंडर किया अक्टूबर 2025 में. जिंदगी कैसे बदल गई है आपकी? आप इस वक्त क्या महसूस कर रहे हैं?
मेरा ज़िंदगी तो बदलने का और ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि मैं जैसा अंदर से आया हूँ, मैं यहाँ पर आने के बाद और मेरा बाहर जाने की बाकी है समय, क्योंकि मेरा लीगल आइडेंटिटीज़ अभी नहीं हुआ है, अभी जारी है वो प्रक्रिया. ये लीगल आइडेंटिटीज़ पूरा होने के बाद जब बाहर जाता हूँ तब बोल सकता हूँ.
क्योंकि आप बाहर और अंदर की बात कर रहे हैं, दर्शकों को समझाइए. बाहर तो हम लोगों को मालूम है, आपके जेब में कलम है, पैर में जूते हैं, आपकी शर्ट, आपकी पतलून देखकर कोई समझ नहीं पाएगा कि आपने इतना लंबा वक्त अंदर जंगलों में गुजारा है. जंगल में जो नक्सल के लीडर्स या काडर रहते हैं, उनकी वेशभूषा में, उनकी रहन सहन में, आमतौर पे जो बेसिक चीज होती है, नहाना, टूथब्रश यूज करना, कैसी होती है जिंदगी जंगल में?
मैं आज आपके सामने जैसा दिख रहा हूँ, अंदर भी ऐसा ही रहता हूँ मैं, क्योंकि मैं एक्चुअली पॉलिटिकल फील्ड में काम करता हूँ, इसलिए अंदर भी मेरा इसमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है. ऐसा ही जूता रहता है, ऐसा ही पैंट शर्ट रहता है, ब्रश रहता है, पतलून रहता है, सब कुछ रहता है. उसमें कोई चेंजेस नहीं है, क्योंकि हमारा पीएलजी अलग होता है, यूनिफॉर्म के साथ पीएलजी साथ ही रहते हैं. लेकिन मैं तो ऐसा ही रहता हूँ. आई एम ए पार्टी, इसलिए पार्टी लीडर के टाइप में मैं ऐसा ही रहता हूँ. कोई इसमें समस्या नहीं है.
मेरी रिसर्च के हिसाब से सरेंडर करने के कम से कम 1.5 साल पहले आपने ये प्रपोजल रखा. 2023 के आसपास, 2023-24 के आसपास आपने पहली बार ये प्रपोजल रखा, जिसमें शायद गणपति भी मौजूद थे, बसवराजू भी मौजूद थे, देवजी भी मौजूद थे. जब आपने पहली बार ये अंदेशा दिखाया कि शायद अब सरेंडर करने का वक्त आ गया है, क्यों आपने ऐसा सोचा?
थोड़ा समय में आपका और मेरा बीच में थोड़ा अंतर है. 24 आखिर में मैं ये सवाल हमारा साथियों के सामने रखा था, क्योंकि हमारा पार्टी किस प्रकार काम कर रहा है ये मुझे अच्छी तरह से जानता हूँ मैं, क्योंकि हम लोगों के पास जाना बहुत कट हो गया था. हम लोगों के पास नहीं जा पा रहा था, क्योंकि हमारा जो पूरा आर्म्ड कैडर है, हम भी आर्म्ड है वहाँ पर, इसलिए आर्म्स के साथ जनता में जाना और जनता को गोलबंद करना बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा था. इसलिए हम कहाँ चूक किए हैं, हम कहाँ गलती किए हैं, ये तो मैं समझना शुरू किया था 2018-19-20 से ही. इस विषय को लेकर पार्टी के सामने मैं मेरा ओपिनियंस रखा था। हमारे पास आर्म्ड कैडर के बजाय पार्टी नहीं है। जो पार्टी होना है, अंडरग्राउंड पार्टी होना है, वो अंडरग्राउंड पार्टी हमारे पास है नहीं। हमारे पास है आर्म्ड कैडर, इसलिए आर्म्स के साथ हम जनता के पास नहीं जा सकते हैं। जनता बाहर है, गांव में है, इसलिए वहां पर हम नहीं जा सकता करके मैं समझ गया हूं। और वैसा ही हम जनता को गोलबंद करने के लिए बहुत सारी समस्याएं फेस कर रहा था, इसलिए मैं समझ गया ऐसा ही आगे हम नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं, इसलिए हम बाहर जाना अवश्य है। ये विषय को लेकर मैं, आप जैसा बोला है, गणपति थे और बसवराजू थे और बाकी साथी लोग भी थे, उन लोगों के सामने रखा था। देवजी वहाँ पर नहीं था। जिस समय में मैं ये प्रपोजल रखा था वहाँ पर देवजी नहीं था, बाकी लोग थे, वो लोगों ने मना किया है।
कभी आपने चाइना से कांटेक्ट करने की कोशिश की, क्योंकि आप लोग पशुपतिनाथ से तिरुपति तक का सपना देखते थे? Did you ever try and contact anybody outside the country, either in China or in Nepal, for any kind of help?
No, we tried to contact anybody, foreign persons. हम कभी भी किसी को हम कांटेक्ट करने की कोशिश नहीं किए हैं। हाँ, ये पशुपति और तिरुपति करके जो बोलते हैं, ये मीडिया का ही एक ब्रेन चाइल्ड है।
तो आप लोग क्या चाहते थे? What was your thinking? Because you were the ideological head.
एक्चुअली हम भारत देश में, हमारा उस टाइम में जब मैं पार्टी में था, उस टाइम में हमारा स्ट्रैटेजी था यहाँ पर द पावर, इलाका और सत्ता को हम कैप्चर करने के लिए उस दिशा में हम काम कर रहे थे। यहाँ पर भारत देश में जहाँ पर फॉरेस्ट है, जहाँ जहाँ माउंटेन्स है, जहाँ जहाँ हाँ ऐसा स्ट्रैटेजिकल इलाका में बोलते हैं हम, वहाँ पर हम हमारा पार्टी का आर्मी को हम बिल्ड करके वहाँ पर हम मजबूत एरिया बना के वहाँ पर हमारा सत्ता को कायम करने के लिए हम कोशिश किए थे। उस दिशा में हम काम किए हैं। लेकिन पशुपति करके, तिरुपति करके, जो फ्रेजियोलॉजी करके ऐसा कुछ प्रचार हो रहा, हमारा कोई डॉक्यूमेंट यहाँ वैसा लिखा नहीं है, नहीं है।
Is that why you carried out the दरबा घाटी मैसेकर? क्या यही मतलब आइडिया था कि कांग्रेस की पूरी लीडरशिप को खत्म कर दिया जाए? क्या सोचा था आप लोगों ने दरबा घाटी में, कैसे उसको एग्जीक्यूट किया था?
एक्चुअली वैसा हमारा कोई कांग्रेस वाले हमारा दुश्मन है, भाजपा वाले दुश्मन है, ऐसा कोई पार्टी वाला है, नहीं तो आदमी है, ऐसा हम किसी को टारगेट नहीं करते हैं। हमारे पास वैसा नहीं होता है। वो घाटी, दरबा घाटी का जो जीरम घाटी का जो इंसिडेंट हुआ था, एक्चुअली हम हर समर में टीसीओसी लेते हैं, टैक्टिकल काउंटर ऑफेंसिव कैंपेन करके लेते हैं। उस वक्त हमारा टीसीओसी चल रहा था, हमारा लोग हर दिन बैठते हैं, उसी दिन भी वहीं पर बैठे थे। वे लोग जो लोग आए थे उस रास्ते में आए थे, एक्चुअली उन लोगों का रास्ता दूसरा था, लेकिन वो लोगों का क्यों रास्ता चेंज किया मैं नहीं जानता हूँ, लेकिन वो रास्ता चेंज करके आने से काफिला आ रहा था। काफिला को हमारे लोग वहाँ पर जैसा पहले भी कर चुके थे वैसा विस्फोट किया, वहाँ पर